because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, sorry, we're 5 minutes late. Late and Diddy. Wow, that's rude. No, we were just talking, sorry, but it's 5 minutes. Some people are like, an hour late. We're here. And we got Dan Vask with us tonight. He lives.
Hello.
He's been MIA.
Dan Vask lives.
He lives. How are you though, Dan? It's crazy over there and everyone's worried about you.
Yeah, it's like, unfortunately, I make stuff sound worse than it actually is because I'm so tunnel visioned. And it's like when I'm taking care of something, I can only think about that. So I've been really taking care of my asset shielding strategies. Don't want to leave my stuff in Brazil anymore. It's not safe.
Asset shielding. I think you said acid shielding. I'm
Acid.
like, what on earth has happened? The people are
maybe
pouring acid on all your stuff.
Maybe acid is one of my assets. You don't know.
He's got to save his acid collection. It's very important.
But anyway, I have just been concentrating on that, and because of that, I disappear, and people get worried, and it's like I'm fine. It's all right. It's not as bad as it seems. It's bad. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's Brazil, man.
Yeah.
South America.
Well, we're glad you're okay, but it's still pretty crazy. I can't imagine that. But I understand that. I get like that sometimes too. Like if I'm gone for like 2 days, people are like, "Are you okay? Did something happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just working."
It's cool. It's cool that people care. It's actually awesome that people care.
I feel like, especially because you're not tweeting right now either, so it's like you're just completely MIA. But
yeah.
Thanks for coming in and subbing for X-Ray Girl tonight. Yeah, she's somewhere over the rainbow. She's doing something.
I saw a clip of X-Ray Girl where because I think the name was read out on stream and she still didn't realize. And so it was on the Wednesday stream, and it was a super chat came in from "Hey, would you blow me?" And she just read it, absolutely no idea what it said. So Togs had to repeat it like 5 times at her, really slowly, before she put 2 and 2 together.
She's like,
well, yeah, she was like, "Oh no." It was like, "You've been reading this out for weeks." She says, "Yeah, he's been super chatting me on my own channel and stuff, like 5 times I've read it." But
ah.
Yeah, I tweet a lot of goofy stuff. Yeah,
about like farts and stuff. That's probably conversations that you have with Jay.
What a weird thing to immediately jump to. Goofy is such a wide topic. You're like farts.
About farts and stuff.
Him and Jay send each other fart videos. I've heard.
Does that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris has been sending me as of late like videos of really fat trans people. For some reason. Wow. I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why she makes that correlation with me, but who knows?
You know who would like Krista. This, Dan?
Yeah,
you know who would enjoy seeing this? Yeah.
Everyone finds memes and then goes down to their friend list like, who would appreciate this one the most?
I do that. Yeah. I have a couple people that I send the most ridiculous stuff to, and sometimes they don't even respond, and I'm like, I know they liked that.
The best is the really
send me
dark
ridiculous
ones.
stuff.
Do you want me to send you ridiculous stuff?
Please do.
You want to see you want to know the real me? You're gonna be like, I'm not going on this stream.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you start knowing. You start knowing the real person in your friend when you see the memes that they find funny.
Yeah, I find really dumb stuff funny. Just wait, you asked for it. After this stream, I'm gonna send you like 5.
Okay, now I'm curious.
The best are the really dark humor ones, though. The one that like, if anyone sees this, I'm getting disowned. But you can always pick out the person that would appreciate it.
I'm the one that sends it.
You know what I like to do? You know what I like to do on Twitter? Like used to like to do on Twitter. I would say like something egregious, like something that even you guys, if you saw that, like Dan will not be my friend anymore. And I type that and I press post,
Or just go to bed.
You have no. You have like Twitter gives you like this time, this period of time for you to click undo.
Oh yeah,
if you want, right? So
and there's like a bar that counts down.
Yeah. So I like to wait as much as I can, and it's like before pressing undo, because I'm not posting that, but because it's truly horrible stuff. But the closer I get to the end of the time, the cooler I am.
I remember you saying something about this. I can't remember that you tweeted that you did this or whether you said it on a stream. But
No. I never.
I didn't know you
I've
actually
never
did it.
lost.
I thought you were just memeing at the time.
No, it's like it gets the adrenaline pumping.
That's
It's really fun.
He doesn't watch scary movies, or he does.
No, that is the horrific thing.
Yeah.
This will get me completely banned off the internet if it goes through.
Like horrible tweets that would get you banned off the internet, post it, and then wait as much as you can to press undo. But you need to press undo. You need to press undo. You don't want to post that.
Sometimes you don't want to, though, right? Like sometimes you're like, I kind of just wanted to watch the
No,
world burn,
it has because you need like the fun is in typing stuff that you really don't want to be put out there.
Like I like the female Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, so it's probably true. I like the reels where it's like there's one like a midget like slipped and this guy's watching, like cracks up and then Jesus just popped his head. He's like,
Jesus like
says some of this.
I'm
stuff
not sure
I
a
find
midget
funny.
slipping would be that big a deal. Like
Well,
they don't have that far to fall in the first place.
It made like that whistle noise, like woo, like when he fell. I don't know.
My favorite are the ones where they'll have like.
See, I find dumb stuff funny.
A midget carrying a big bowling ball or something, like the size of his head, and then he just throws it, and a guy, it's like a little olive lands on a pizza or something. I love those videos.
Yeah,
like a blueberry hits someone in the side of the face.
And there's one I think he went on like a rope swing or something, and then he just goes like that, and then a dog eats him. It was like there's loads of those kind of videos.
Yeah. There's one of a midget doing the battle ropes. You know, the battle ropes at the gym.
Yeah, it's the guy
and it turns out to the shoelaces.
Do you do those at the gym, Dan? The ropes?
No, because that's more of a cardio thing. It doesn't build muscle really. My thing at the gym is more like hypertrophy, and if I'm gonna do cardio, I just run.
Yeah, same.
That sort of stuff is good. It's good if you're bored of cardio. Then you can like do all that different stuff like crossfitting and the battle ropes and all those circuits, cardio circuits. But I don't get bored of running. I love running.
I love running. Yeah, same. Especially when you put on like a good playlist, you just get zoned out.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just got. Speaking of working out, I just got, thanks again, Ian. Thanks for the abs. I got an ab machine that he sent me that was on my wish list, and I can't wait to hook it up.
Ab machine?
You made it sound like he just sent you fake abs.
Yeah, it's like, thanks for the abs.
He sent me one of those shirts that gives me abs. No, it's the
sent
one
you a picture of his abs. Hey, thanks for the abs.
Thank you. It doesn't sound like that. That's the one that you like pull yourself up, so it also works up like your upper arms, and then like it like slides. You know, like you put your legs on it and you pull yourself up. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called.
Can you show us a video?
Yeah, let me see. We need this for scientific.
My favorite are the people that say they're going to work out and they just mean yoga, and it's like, oh, you're stretching, which everyone does before working out. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's like it's better than nothing. I mean, it's better than being sedentary, but yeah, that's not really.
I don't know what. I can't believe I can't remember.
If you're younger than 60.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Like, let me look on my list.
It's just going to be like a
I don't know the name
or something.
No, it's not. It like it slides, and I use it at the gym, and I found one not too expensive on Amazon. I'm like, let me just pop it on my wish list. And
is it the wheel of pain?
Is that what it's called?
Like that wheel that you do?
Oh, I've seen though. Yeah, with handles on either side.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I didn't know it was called the Wheel of Pain. That sounds way cooler.
I just call it like that because that's what it is. I call it like that because that's what it is.
Where is it? My gifts. Hold on.
Yeah, you make it sound like a prison punishment or something.
It's like something straight out of a Conan movie.
It's called the Big's ab machine, ab workout equipment machine for
That's
stomach
a terrible
workout.
name.
Yeah. Well, I'll show it to
machine.
Dan, and I bet you he'll come up with something better. Let me see. Is there a video on the?
It'll be the abs of pain.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I had to find a video on the actual product that I have here. I've used it at the gym, and I like it a lot. So I gotta hook it up. Hold on. I don't like the music. It's
This
too
might be
loud.
the longest segue to something that absolutely
Please
doesn't matter
hold.
at all that anyone has ever
It matters.
seen.
It matters.
No, it really doesn't.
It does.
No, I'm
Okay,
not
here.
talking about working out. What the?
It works. It does your abs, your butt, and your arms.
I mean,
so
why don't you just do that on a pull-up bar though, and just?
I was going to say that you can
but
just
this is easy to have at home. You know what I mean? I don't have a pull-up bar.
Well,
at
nothing
home.
is easier to have at home than a pull-up bar. It's just a bit of
Maybe.
metal.
I like it.
I mean, sure, go ahead. But yeah, I don't want to piss on. I don't want to piss on her parade.
It's okay.
Go ahead, have fun.
It works.
I'm
Have
English. I'll piss
fun.
on anyone's parade. Like, you literally just
have fun.
All
Awesome
you needed
stuff.
was a slope or a pull-up bar.
It's
So
true.
what that works out is your lower abs. Is that how it's called in English? Like the muscle. What is
It's
this?
a workout stream.
So the muscles that pull your leg up, that's what this works out.
That's good. I want to work everything out.
Yeah.
So that helps. That and cardio, and then my dumbbells is basically what I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At home?
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
I have a gym in my apartment complex, but eventually, hopefully in a few months, I'm going to be moving. So I'm trying to like get stuff for my house, so I can work out from home. I do like going to the gym though.
Have you seen those adjustable dumbbells that you like? It goes from like 5 pounds to like 50 in just one pair of dumbbells.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
You can adjust it. I
it
have 2 pairs.
Bow something or other. I thought there's also different brands. Yeah, you
just
select
Google
the
adjustable
weight and
dumbbells. Yeah.
It
I'll keep it up.
selects different variations just to pull it all up.
Oh,
with like
those
a
look
locking
fun.
system. You can also get them for what are they called? Is it kettlebells? Is that what they're called?
Oh, kettlebells? Really?
Yeah,
We
the
love
same
you
company that does the
too.
dumbbells do an
interesting.
adjustable kettlebell thing.
You gotta do
Because
the
I
heart
have
for
like
X-ray.
oh, look at X-Ray girl.
I think X-Ray actually
You're like,
has
what
those
is she
dumbbells.
doing?
I'm sure
might.
I've seen her post a picture of them.
Because I own like 5 or 6 kettlebells. That would be really useful. I had to buy like 5 different kettlebells for different weights.
Yeah, these look fun.
But
Some
now
of them
I'm
are
working
pricey,
out
but
at
some of them aren't
the
that
gym.
bad.
They look fun until you use them. They're like, I hate these things.
I like working out. I took a picture with Popeye, and he was impressed. Like, I've been eating my spinach,
Nice.
I got little guns, okay? I'm only 5'1". I don't need big ones that are bigger than everything. Anyways,
That's right.
this is for Disparu. You haven't had one of these in a while. He's not
Cajun
looking-
Corey for $5. What is Peter Pan's favorite place to eat out? Wendy's.
Thanks for the 5, Corey, and for
Thanks
breaking
for
this
the 5.
and for breaking Disparu in
Thanks
the
for
beginning
the
of the
5
stream.
and nothing else.
And that's it.
What's up, Corey?
Marco Reale, 9.3 million views. Yeah, there's an article that says Agatha got 9.3 million views in the first week. We'll put that to the test. Thank you, Mark. You're not
Oh, I
watching,
forgot
Agatha.
to watch that. X-Ray girl
okay.
told me to watch that. I forgot.
It's okay. We won't tell her.
You would be very depressed if you'd seen that thing. It
Yeah.
is literally, if you put yourself in the position of sort of a 45-year-old depressed woman that drinks too much wine.
Yeah,
That's
man.
basically the episode. It's literally just a day in her life.
An X-Ray girl will think that I didn't watch it on purpose because I told her I don't want to watch this shit.
Nobody wants to watch
I
it.
just looked at the thumbnail of the thing of the episode and I said I don't want to watch this.
Well,
It's okay. I don't
that's
watch
the
Rings of
target
Power,
audience of
and
the
they talk
show.
about it every week.
That's the target audience of the show, and the same episode is taking the piss out of those people. Like, they dress up like themselves, and then they're basically like, oh, I can't believe you've put me in these clothes. I look like my customers. and then they just go and drink wine on the sofa for a bit. It's like, this is meant to be a witch show. It's like, no. I'm surprised they didn't drink it out of a box. That was the only thing.
So what's... tell me about the character. It's like a witch, then?
Did you ever see WandaVision?
No, but I know the character. But I haven't seen the show.
So Agatha was a character on WandaVision. I guess she's in the comics too, but I haven't read any of the comics.
She's in the comics. She's like an 8-year-old babysitter.
Oh, oh, okay. So yeah, she's this all-powerful witch in WandaVision, and you know how the Scarlet Witch is like extremely powerful. She takes her power away. Long story short, so now Agatha is trying to get her powers back, and it's like a, I don't know, how would you describe it, Disparu? Like, what kind of female
I would
comedy
describe
is
it as a 51-year-old woman collecting a load of people very similar in age, demographic, and likes, who all get together through mutual misery for various different reasons. Either terrible at magic, or they want more power, they've been bound, so they've lost their magic. She collects them up all together. There's loads of sort of lesbian innuendo on the way. There's choking, a knife fight. And then they go down the witch's road, and if they get to the end of the witch's road and pass the trials, they all get whatever they want most. So Agatha's doing it to get her kid back because she sold it to a demon.
Wait, how hard are those trials?
Well, this trial is literally, we've been poisoned by the wine we voluntarily drank, and so now I've got to remember the cure for it. It's not difficult.
And you pass that, and you get...
It's like you already lost.
Well, they killed one of their witches. Well, they killed one of the people with them because they forgot she existed. They had to put like their hair into the spell, but because she was unconscious, they forgot to put her hair into it, so they killed her.
Yeah, I realized that. And then they're like, oh, we're safe. And I'm like, Kitty from that 70s show, the only cool one. She's gone now.
Well, Aubrey Plaza will be back next week.
Yeah.
So while you guys were watching that, you know what I've been watching?
Sesame Street?
Paint Dry?
No, not Sesame Street. That was the game.
I would have been jealous.
I know.
That was just the educational game. Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yes.
For the first time.
Oh, which season?
I haven't watched.
I'm at the last season, episode 20 something. I'm about to finish.
Oh, that's almost at the end then.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Is it good? Should I add it to the list?
Absolutely. But how familiar are you with Star Trek in general?
I'm not.
No.
Really watch
so
it.
I some people disagree with me when I say this. I'm curious to know what Disparu will think, but I believe you should watch Star Trek in the order it was released. Start with TOS, then the Next Generation, and go from there. The TOS movies.
I think it's easier to start with the Next Generation because it's more modern. It's the same reason that if you start Doctor Who, I think you're better to start with.
In the case of Wicked Virtue,
Resurrected.
In the case of Wicked, yeah, I think she could stand starting with the Next Generation, because I recommended Beardo, at the other hand, to start with the original series. Why? Because I think someone like Beardo watching the Next Generation would find it extremely boring.
Okay.
Wait. Oh.
Oh, that's the
which did you tell Beto to start
Next
with?
Generation. The Next Generation's too cerebral. It's like it's too. It's like the original has more adventure, more actions, more normie friendly. You know what I mean? You got to put yourself in the mood. You got to put yourself in the mood of the 60s.
Okay.
But if you're able to pass that, if you're able to watch movies and shows from the 60s,
I love old school like. Classic.
Oh, if you
Hollywood
like old school stuff, start with the
that.
original. You can,
Okay.
yeah.
The cerebral stuff about the Next Generation is what I like. It's the analysis of like morality and, well, we could do this, but we could also do this, and should we even do anything, kind of thing.
Yeah, depending on the person's personality, it's either the original series or the Next Generation, but you cannot start with Deep Space Nine.
Okay, I won't start with it.
And the first series of Deep Space Nine is pretty crap. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Took me a long
the first
time.
couple of seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. It was only when I went back, and basically because of modern entertainment, and I'm like, oh, actually, this is good. But compared to the television at the time, really wasn't into it at first.
Yeah, but at the same time, some people told me to skip it and go straight to the Dominion Wars. I'm glad I didn't do that.
No. Yeah.
Because there's some stuff that happens to some of the characters that would mean nothing. It would mean nothing to me if I hadn't Like those first couple boring seasons is just for the characters. It's just for you to get in touch with the characters, to get used to them, and to get to appreciate them. But the real meat of the show starts when the big war with the Dominion starts.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple of shows like that. Not season-wise, but I've talked about Breaking Bad, where the first few like episodes were kind of like, if I wasn't told that it was going to be an amazing, and it is an amazing show, I would have given up.
I never watched it.
It's good. I like Breaking Bad. Depends on what kind of stuff you're into, but I love Breaking Bad. I do think it's one of the best shows, at least recent years. But yeah, it was very slow in the beginning. So I'm like, but my friend's like, nope, keep it up, you'll love it, and they were right.
That's kind of where I am with the Penguin. It's like I can
really.
Yeah, it's not that I was bored with it or anything, but it didn't really grip me because I mean it's not really. But Breaking Bad isn't my kind of genre either.
No.
But I think if I wasn't watching it week to week for streams and stuff, it's the kind of thing that I would wait to the end of the series and then I'd give it like 3 or 4 and see if it got deeper. Because watching him just go around and do crime. Really,
I haven't watched the second episode yet because I was away. Are you watching Penguin, Dan? Are you into like the DC stuff or not really?
Second episode isn't out yet till tomorrow.
Like most of the stuff I watch is made from 20 years ago to older.
Old school. Dan's old school.
The best stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's true. The like especially the 80s and 90s stuff is just
yeah. So maybe in 20 years I'll watch Penguin.
Okay. Well, let me know what you think then.
Can you imagine what the state of the entertainment industry in 20 years? We're like, oh, they'll turn it around. I don't think they will. I think it's going all the way down.
Oh, really? So you're a pessimist in that regard. You think in 20 years it will be like worse than
well, if you look at all trends over the last like 100 or like even really what was it, about 1880 I think it started, or the Industrial Revolution, about 1900s, IQ's gone down, everything moved to we need to get everybody into all of this stuff, and it's basically made everything decline. And so there's the idea that they just went for a trend, right? It was the wrong trend, but they realized they're in the right trend and they'll just go back. Whereas my position is I don't think the people that are currently employed are capable of making anything better than what they're doing. They're not following a trend. This is their peak capability.
They just suck.
So unless you get rid of everybody and replace them with better people, of which in 20 years there'll be less better people because of the trend in IQ going down, it's going to be even more difficult to turn it around. And I don't think they know why their stuff is bad. And I don't think they're willing... Because I've always thought, if you come down to whether it's bad for the ideology or bad for the kind of people or whatever it is, and Hollywood only allows one position in there. And what if that position literally excludes good entertainment? So to fix it, they would have to employ people that disagree with them, the one thing they're not willing to do.
Yeah. The thing with Hollywood is the anti-meritocratic ideology. It's like Marxism is anti-merit. So if someone really good comes there trying to fix stuff, that person will be the villain because merit means nothing to Marxists. Merit is like the villain. Merit is the devil. But the reason I don't share that pessimism is that I think in 20 years the market will be so decentralized that Hollywood won't even matter anymore. Maybe not 20 years, maybe like 30 or 40 years, but I think it's like Hollywood's days are numbered.
Yeah, independent creators Hollywood. Are coming up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it won't be replaced. Like Korean entertainment is still good. You'll have AI developments and stuff, so maybe it'll be replaced. But I don't think that Californian Hollywood can recover. Is more what I meant.
Absolutely, I agree.
And I agree.
I think Hollywood and visual entertainment and even gaming will follow the path of the music industry. Like you don't have a Hollywood of music. You don't have like a centralized hub of sorts for the music industry. I think we will become like that.
I think that'd be better. Because then you'll have a variety of viewpoints and people can choose what they agree with, which I think is essentially what entertainment boils down to. But yeah, with the merit thing, I think it comes down to hierarchy versus equality, and they if you believe in equality, everybody's the same. And so there is no difference between this guy and this guy. So why don't we employ this guy? Because this guy ticks the boxes we want. And he'll be exactly the same as the other guy. And until you actually, that changes everything, changes morality. There's no difference between good and evil. So I don't know if you've seen the Thunderbolts trailer. They literally have a line that there isn't good people and bad people. There's bad people and worse people. I'm like, oh.
Do you think we could watch it on stream or will I get clipped for it?
We did an FNT.
It was okay.
I don't know which ones claims and which don't.
Okay. I didn't watch it yet. I was gonna save it for Saucy. You actually just reminded me. We'll see. Maybe. I'll get some of these super chats and then
it is
Dan's
just
gotta
first
show us something.
You require hierarchy to have hierarchy of value as well as people, and that's what they don't have. They believe everything is the same, which is why you just have a load of people who are just miserable writing, heroes that fail and all that kind of stuff because they have no value system that they're aiming for.
Yeah,
it's true, and especially because
it's communism, man.
Yeah, and they don't we've talked about this before, but I remember when I was younger, if the the watchers they didn't like it, they didn't get blamed. They tried to make it better for the consumers, the people that were watching their programs and movies. But now they're just like, nope, you're the problem. You're a xenophobe because you don't like my stuff, and they don't try to do better. So
that's why I think the gaming
too, yeah.
The gaming industry will be fixed sooner, although it might take the same amount of time, but it reacts faster because when a game fails, the studio dies. And so those people lose their jobs. Whereas in Hollywood, Taika Waititi is still getting work, and I have no idea why. They just keep giving him more money.
It's insane. Yeah, it's a totally absence. Those people are devoid of any sense of personal responsibility. It's like, oh, that movie failed. It's not because of people who worked on it suck. It's because of these racists.
Yep. It's insane. It just, I don't know.
Well, that is what they like about the show or the movie. Those are the people they like. And so because they're so thick, they can't imagine another perspective. They just assume you hate what they like. And so...
And they get very easily offended. Stephen Brown, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Shout out to Drunk 3PO and X-Wing for the Daughter's Revenge 2025. Vindicta, hail the tattoo crew. I'm number 3. Much love to you all. God bless. Yeah, I see that nice tattoo there, Stephen.
I think,
is there I think there's more than 6 now, Brad. Last I heard there were 6 that have the tattoo. It looks good, Stephen. There's quite a few.
Nice.
Mark for 20. Thank you, Mark. We went through Hurricane Helene here on the west coast of Florida. A few neighborhoods down in St. Pete had 5 and 6 feet of water in their houses. It was time to rethink beachfront property prices anyway, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm in Florida too. I was actually in Orlando during the storm. It just got really windy.
How was it?
It just got really windy where I was. It wasn't bad at all. I was at a hotel though, so I mean, probably a good place to be if power would have went out because they have, backup generators and stuff. But nothing happened. And even where I am now in South Florida, I'm about an hour from Miami, which Miami usually always floods during these crazy storms. I'm not sure if it did this time.
Isn't that a really expensive area?
South Florida, Miami? Yeah, that's why I want to move. Oh yeah, Miami, but South Florida in general, yes, because it's by the beaches.
I'm just amazed a really expensive property area floods all the time. Sure, you would think that would damage house prices.
Yeah, it's a big you think of spring break and stuff. Everyone goes to Miami and stuff because it's the place to be. It's a really hot spot for vacations and stuff. I don't know. You'd think it'd be more expensive to live near Orlando, but it's not. So. I don't know.
To me, the most desirable kind of properties is the places where there's nobody.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't want to live nearby big cities, especially tourist cities like Orlando. Man, I would be really unhappy in that. Place.
Same. That's why I don't. I mean, where I am, it's not I'm away from Miami. I prefer country-ish areas like that. That's where I lived before I moved to Florida. But I'm looking now where I want to move. It's not near anywhere. It's in Florida, but it's not near any of these busy spots. If I want to go see people, I could drive.
That's a position I've aged
about,
into.
Yeah.
I used to be no, of course I want to be in a city, and as I've got older, I'm like, I just no. I don't want to see people. Just leave me alone.
Screw cities, man.
We were talking about the movies and how different it is, America versus the UK, and how like we're so animated over here in movie theaters and loud
Everyone's
and
cheering and whooping. He's
just like,
I hate that. No. No. When I go to the movies, I don't want to. I don't want to hear a peep. I don't want to hear applause. I don't want to. No.
I don't want to hear your rattly bags open because you can't keep your mouth shut for 2 hours without eating something. It's like,
no. Man, watching Rogue One when Darth Vader showed up, and that final scene, from Rogue One when he turns on the lightsaber and stuff. The cinema, the entire theater was
like
people were having
silence.
I don't think in England that'd happen.
Silence.
Still be. You might have one guy go, "Hey," that'll be about it.
Yay! Was that you, Disbrew? Yay!
No. I'm like silence.
Silence. Trying to watch
Silence,
a fucking
peasant.
movie. Yeah. Do you know who I am? It's like, no, because nobody in Brazil knows me.
Well, that's the thing. I always kind of like just a random person just goes, "Do you know who I am?" And like tries to fake it. It's like, I'm the leader of NATO. It's like, wait, what?
I'm the leader of NATO.
It's like no one knows who leads NATO. You can definitely fake that.
Then when the person doesn't know, you can pretend like you're outraged, and you're like, "What do you mean?"
You're like bringing people in. He's like,
kick you out
"This
of
is
the
my
city."
bodyguard." Like, he's like, "Wait, what?"
Just some random person walking around. I don't know who you.
Yeah, you just pick the tallest person, or the smallest, depending on how funny you want to be.
Ben Moran, thank you for the 10. Is that Swiss, right? I always ask. I always forget.
Yes.
There's so many different currencies that come in. But thank you. Dan, when are you finally getting smuggled to US, and how are you? But more importantly, did you check
Or
up on your
smuggled
friend,
to us.
Ryan Kinnell? Yes, I see X-ray legs is now in days since she's not here. Oh, she's away right now, actually. That's why she had to
Did you say X-rays legs?
legs? Leg.
It still sounds like legs.
Well, I'm sorry. Why I don't make fun of your accent.
That's because my accent is just how you say things properly.
Hey.
Hey now. Whoa. Calm down.
It took me a while to start understanding UK accent. Like
we've got so many. Yeah.
The first time I was in Friday Night Tights, Ass was like, and I was like,
great impression.
Ass's accent isn't even that hard to understand, so I tell you, some of them. Like the really thick Yorkshire accents. I don't know if you've ever seen Jeremy Clarkson's Farm. There's a guy in that who builds his walls. No one can understand him. Like even Clarkson, who employs him, is like, yeah. So whatever he says.
I need to hear Disbrew's take. So Ian brought up Cornish, and he was talking about it on History of Pirates, and Jay couldn't stop laughing at the word Cornish because he's 5. But he said Cornish accents are so hard to understand. Ian, like,
why is he laughing at Cornish? It's just called Cornwall. I mean, it's the Cornish accent.
It made him laugh. I don't know.
Better than Cornwallish accent.
I don't know, but Ian brought it up and he sent me a video, and it was hard to understand the woman. He was like, they're different. Like,
is it the cold as a quackle accent? Because that accent, there's a video that I had. Yeah, it's got that. She's like, cold as a quackle. That's the same accent that they decided to use for Tom Bombadil in Rings of Power. So he's like, off up top at garden up here it is, and it's like all that kind of stuff. Real farmer accent it is.
Sounds kind of.
It's Tom Bombadil on that show. Oh my god.
Yeah, they brought him in for season 2, and he's nothing like the character.
Yikes.
He's more like an old teacher than Tom Bombadil.
He has a funny accent then.
He said he meant the proper full-on Cornish. that sounds kind of funny when you say it like that.
When someone keeps saying stuff that you don't understand, and you don't want to keep asking what all the time, and you just like, yes, and then but the person asks something like, hey, what's your favorite movie? And then you answer yes, and the person goes like, huh? And you look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. So my theory is you can only ask what 3 times, and then you just have to smile and nod and hope.
No, but then what do you do? Well, it's like
you walk off. I've done that before.
You run the risk. You run the risk of looking like an idiot, especially if you're on a date or something like that. Like first dates where everybody is kind of awkward and nervous. Is like you don't want to look like an idiot. So I developed.
But if you can't understand them, like a date would go on for a long time. There's no way you're faking it for a couple of hours. Like, at least if it's a random person, you can either be like, but for 2 hours, it's just, yeah, that's not gonna...
No. Even if it's just once or a couple times, you don't want to look like an idiot. So I developed a technique.
There you go.
I developed a technique because if you answer yes or no, you may look like an idiot because it might be a question that is not a yes or no question. So I developed a technique. If you don't understand what the person says and you don't want to run the risk to look like an idiot, don't say yes or no. You just do like this, bro.
You can't do that for 2 hours. I'm sorry. On a date, there's no way you're getting away with that.
No. I'm talking like if it's just a couple times. But the person, the reaction,
the entire night, like she's some kind of lunatic that keeps switching.
But the reaction that the person will have will give you a tip of what they asked, and then you might. It's like,
sorry, I'm 5.
If you do, if you do it like this, if you go like,
wow,
bro. And then she will probably do like, hey, what's wrong with, I don't know, eggs on pizza? And then you go like, oh, then she asked about eggs on pizza. And then you continue the conversation appropriately.
This doesn't sound like an accent problem. No. Whenever there's an accent I can't understand anything they're saying. There was when I was a kid, there was someone's dad, and I thinking back, I think he was going to ask if I wanted a lift. And I'm just like, I'm sorry? Pardon? What? So that was my 3 times. And then he repeated himself again, and I'm like, yeah. And he gave me this look of, are you just like mentally deficient? As he brought round like some 50 IQ mouth breather round to my house. And I just went, boom, I just walked out the door. I was like, yeah, this is it. I have no idea what he said. I've tried to work it out backwards. But this guy, like, he looked at me like he'd scraped me off his shoe.
It's also your responsibility. It's also your responsibility to know when you're not being understood and make it easier for the person to understand you. You got to read the room.
Like
he
when
repeated
people
it the same way
too.
3 times.
Have you ever had a mumbler who like they just don't open their mouth enough when they speak, and you're like, what?
No, this was just
Welsh. If someone asks me what the first time, I'm already speaking slower the second time I'm speaking.
I yell, and I'm like, you don't have to yell. I'm like,
it's like
you couldn't hear me.
Sometimes you ask what, and the person what. What? The person talks the same way. No, if I ask what, you need to speak slower because I'm not understanding you.
Dan gives him a full-on lecture. Like, listen, I said what twice. This is on you now.
I warned you. You need to learn how to speak properly, mister. That also goes down really well on a first date. They love it.
Oh, no.
Listen,
Can you imagine?
I've asked you what twice.
Look, if we're going to be together, you're going to learn how to speak properly.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
He's not even going to hit her with the bro. He's going to be like, this no.
I'm not sure the bro would go down pretty well in the first place, to be honest.
Probably not.
On a first date, you're like,
it's
what's
just
up,
the
bro?
first time.
I'm warning you.
Yeah. I've already told you once.
Oh, my
If you don't learn how to talk,
have some manners.
Yeah.
You want to read this one? Thank you for the membership. You want to read this one, Spring?
Oh, hey, would you blow me? Here he is. Like, this is the thing.
Hello.
It's
we
so
were just
obvious. You
about
can't.
you.
It's something that you can't actually read incorrectly. You have to pronounce it that way, and for some reason, just never realized.
And also for the Canadian 5. Hello there. Hail to the chat. Just tuned in. Would you? When you mentioned Wednesday stream. Oh, so you heard us. We said good things. Don't worry. And Andrew, thank you for the 2
I think
pounds.
Psycho tweeted it.
What a poop-cano is not dark humor. It's slightly brown.
Did you hear about the Poop-cano?
Poop-cano?
Yeah, it was the Poop-cano. In China, right? They were testing their sewer system, so they were doing like a pressure test, and it failed. And so there's I'll find the video. It's amazing. Literally, it just straight up in the air. A long way, and of course all the cars and everything, the people are going along. There's dash cam footage of it.
Ugh.
People are coming away covered.
Yeah, cover. Yeah.
It was called the Poop-cano.
Yikes.
The Poop-cano. Speaking of that, something really weird. So when I was at my hotel, I wanted to go do a bunch of stuff, but Thursday there was a hurricane, so I was stuck in and had to watch cable. I don't have cable. I never watch cable, so I was just watching movies. Jaws was on, so that was cool. But I saw commercials, and there's some like 911 show that's got Jennifer Love Hewitt on it, and they must have jumped the shark or something. I don't know if anybody in the chat watches this show. I've never watched it, but it was this big commercial for the upcoming season that's going to be NATO, a truck full of killer bees. I'm so glad I didn't
search this on stream.
A truck full of killer bees gets knocked over, and it's just like attacking the whole city. And I'm like, this is a real show? It's a real show.
It's a show. It's not even a movie.
It's a show, and it's
so there's enough plot in there for an entire show.
Yeah, and it's like NATO, and it's like this. I was like, what? It's so funny. Like it's I don't know. Never. Well, no. What did you share?
How's it like? It's like the next episode. That's like how
gross video shows the Poop-cano blowing 33 feet in the air, and it starts. Hang on, if I.
How much is 33 feet in civilized measurements?
I only know
what
feet.
Happens
Maybe
if I do this? Oh, there we go.
Oh, please don't show the poop.
Oh, which got definitely. Oh, what do you think the video is of? I mean, I'm sorry. Like,
don't show the poop.
I used to work at a daycare, okay? I've
Boom! It's like, whoa!
Oh, that's gross.
Oh no, it gets worse. I hope. Oh, here you go. This is the best one. This is dash cam footage of it happening. He's just driving along. It's a normal day. Nothing happening so far. Boom! And you kind of think, oh, he's got away with it. This doesn't seem so bad. This can't be that bad.
No.
Nah, that's oh no, it isn't. The funniest bit is the window wipers at the end.
Like, what's that gonna do?
And then there's literal people walking away just covered in it. It's
wow.
a sight to behold. That's what happens when a pressure test fails.
Zach, oh my God, sorry. Zach made me laugh. Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. Nothing on the internet should not be posted. I call them jokes. Also, my Amazon parcel didn't arrive, so I contacted their shipping department, and he's gonna make us wait.
I don't know.
Ian.
It was too much for the internet to be posted, apparently.
Yeah.
He's showing Dan what he does to people when he doesn't.
Some guy turned up at his door. It's like, would you like to see my parcel? That's the only ending to that I can imagine.
Oh, it's sure son. Did you know that Disparu has a stepson? His mom thinks that Disparu is really hot. Carlos Lima's mom. Miss Lima likes to go see.
Luckily, the bottle. Luckily, the bottle was on, right? The top was on there, so that was fine. That was what happens when I think of Rings of Power. So Elrond kissed Galadriel, who he's literally going to marry her daughter in the future.
Oh. I was like, how did that?
It's like that's where you get the stepmom thing from. It's like
that's true.
Oh,
I just think the moment he kissed her and leant back, he should have. I'm going to shag your daughter later. That's the only thing I wanted.
Thank you for the 5, Carlos. Hola, Wicked. Hey, Disparu. I hope all is well. It's Dan Vask. He's a great singer.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Damn.
Thank you for that. We played that
over time. That's morphed in my head from going damn to Dan, and so now all I hear is your own name.
they
want a new one? Want a more maybe a more aggressive one? Like
let me give you.
Damn.
Yeah, here you go.
Full screen him, yeah.
Damn.
Hold on.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. How do I undo the full screen? Oh, there it goes.
No,
sorry.
Yeah, we'll see. For the rest of the show.
It's a Dan Vast saucy takeover. I know the chat's not upset. I know Dan's not in the shower, Mr. Shaggins.
No, I haven't showered today yet.
That's what I call him, Mr. Shaggins.
Well, yeah, but it was just that combined with the message you got particularly.
Well, because normally by this time of saucy, Dan would have popped
Are you in the shower, Mr. Shaggins? Like you can't.
You're like my Saturday shower watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Puts this in like a Ziploc bag.
Kind of weird watching you guys and not being in the shower.
I'm very professional.
I think it's weird to do it in the shower.
So different.
Oh my goodness!
It's like you have a webcam, but it can only show from there.
Thank you for the 6373. I got the beer. I told you on Twitter. But you did not tell me that this was.
What's it called? Warlock.
Yeah, it's good. It's not sweet at all. You might like it. It's Southern Tier.
Well, of course
Brewing.
It isn't sweet. Where do you think the alcohol comes from?
No,
Anything
I
that
mean,
strength
I
ain't
don't know,
gonna be
but
sweet.
it's 8.6.
Good
So
point.
I'm only gonna have one because I'm not gonna get drunk while Dan's here. I gotta be on my best behavior. I gotta be professional. I don't got extra here.
Never
but
get
That's not gonna
drunk in
mind.
front of Dan Vass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like a rule.
I
The
one that you're
demand
bigoted about.
the
It's like, you
respect
scum.
of sobriety.
Exactly. Even though
The
I
moment
know
he sees
Dan
a bottle
has
of I can't
said
stand you, you peasant.
sometimes you like to have a beer with your steak sometimes, right? So
Sometimes,
Once in a
yeah, it's
while.
like, but it's really sometimes, like once a month,
yeah,
something
that's
like
not bad.
that.
That's good.
Yeah, I light up a cigar, stuff like that.
That's very fancy. Cigar,
Yeah.
beer, and steak. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition.
That's nice. That sounds
I
like
don't
you
really know
probably
why
like
cigars are deemed to be like fancy.
It's
Where does that come from?
Maybe it depends
yeah,
on the
because
cigar?
you have cigars like of every price range. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, yeah, I think they become fancy when you've got like your own cigar jacket. When you're literally getting your own clothes for an activity, you're probably getting fancy.
Yeah. But it's like, because most of the things involving cigars is very different from cigarettes. Cigarette is something that you you smoke like without even thinking about. But a cigar is a ritual. A cigar is like a more traditional way of smoking. And there's also the fact that it's more well seen because it's like you don't breathe the thing. It's like
you're not
supposed
like inhaling it.
you're supposed to only taste it. So it just has a better reputation than cigarettes.
It probably comes from.
It doesn't leave that smell either. Like I know cigars
Oh,
do
it
leave
certainly
a
leaves a
smell, but
smell.
it does, but it's not the same as cigarettes. Like if somebody walks past you after they had a cigarette, it's like it doesn't smell good.
That's
And if you
because
have like a proper cigar, it doesn't smell bad.
Yeah.
that's because fresh smoke smells okay, but stale smoke that's like people that smoke all the time, that's worse. But I think the better reputation comes from because it used to be sort of your upper class people would all have a meal, and then the women would go to one room, and then all the men would go to another room, and they'd discuss like politics and philosophy and stuff with a cigar and whiskey. So
Yeah.
And
it was
women would
always
have
considered a bit more
cigarettes and
high
I
class.
don't know, something.
Yeah, it's more high class. That's a good way to put it. Cigars are more high class, and also cigars are not even closely as bad for you as cigarettes.
No, because you're not inhaling it.
Yeah,
So
you're not
that's
inhaling
a
it.
big
I
difference.
wouldn't smoke a cigar every day though. Like
I think I went to a cigar bar like a couple months ago just to like I don't know. I was being fancy. I had family in town, went to a cigar bar, and I'm like,
I like to be fancy.
I like to be fancy. But it was fun. But I'm like, I couldn't do that like a couple of days in a row. I would have felt like sick. But I'm also
there's
not, like,
still
I don't
there's
do it
still
a
a
lot,
correlation. There's still a correlation between smoking cigars and throat cancer. So
I wondered where that was going.
Throat cancer.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Oh, so
what-
cancer's a
What's
relief,
this
right? As
correlation?
opposite
Were
to
we on the first date again? I'm not sure.
as opposite to the alternative, cancer is a relief. Oh, it's just is like, oh, it's just cancer.
Yeah,
Ooh, I thought you
could
were
have been
gonna say something
married.
dirty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jason, thank you for the Australian 5. Sorry, I left it up there and I totally should have said something. Hi, beautifully benevolent X-ray girl. That's you, Dan, because you're X-ray today. Perfectly perceptive wicked virtue and the wonderfully wisecracking disparu. The terrific trio. Wow, make my weekend. I can read. All right, sorry. Were you gonna say something, Dan?
Perceptive, and you can't even read.
And I can't even read trio. I'm very perceptive, okay? I'm sorry, but
I could
Dan
see
was
the
gonna-
letters. I just can't say them.
He was gonna show us something. He's got something to show us.
Oh, that's right. What I've been
It's that
reading.
beer. I could just got to get in the shower.
Oh,
It's Conan the Cimmerian. It's in Portuguese. Volume 1. This is the Dark Horse era. When Conan left.
What?
When Conan left Marvel and went to Dark Horse Comics. What do you think I'm talking about? It's a
The
Dark
Dark
Horse
what?
comic company.
get
what?
your mind out of the gutter, disparate.
It's not my fault. He keeps saying it.
And it's just a Dark Horse. Even if I was talking about an actual Dark Horse. What? Why do you immediately have to think it's something dirty just because I
It's what
mentioned a
you've been
horse?
saying.
I love how he's yelling at him from behind the thing.
Come on. Look at this art.
Come on.
I still think one of the greatest this is what why hiring people in entertainment is so important, that we were going to get a really sort of masculine Conan series.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian series by Amazon. And then Jennifer Solke came in, cancelled it because she said it's too much toxically masculine, and then
that was
she
nice illustration.
Replaced it with the Wheel of Time.
I'm actually glad they're not touching Conan.
Well, no, I think from all the sounds of it, the people that were going to make it were going to make it really good, but they all got replaced.
Oh, and we can't have that, can we?
I think the two guys that were going to make it went on to make House of the Dragon. I think it's the same guys.
Oh, yeah.
I should have had Dan on my comic book stream. I didn't even know that you collected comics, even though you got a bunch in your background. Now I feel stupid.
No, those are not comics. Those are
they're not.
Those are big box PC games.
Those are big box PC games for the MS-DOS that you had. You did. Just Baru, she didn't know what MS-DOS was the other day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She's like,
I joined PC after that.
But I did play Pharaoh when I was little.
I think I had
one.
I had one DOS game, which was Imperium Galactica, and I couldn't work out how to make it to work. So I played Imperium Galactica 2 instead.
I thought those were comics. I don't know. It's so far away.
Oh, back in the day, PC games used to come in those big, huge boxes.
I remember.
Because just like vinyl, the art was part of the marketing.
Because big, thick manuals as well. I always remember Baldur's Gate 2. The manual for that is just a book. I just remember literally going through it and reading all the rules and stuff. I can't remember which ones I had. Imperium Galactica 2, I think, was a big box one. Quake 3, Age of Empires 2, Baldur's Gate 2 was another big box one. But they hated them. Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorite games. The times I've played through that. Irenicus is one of my favorite ever game villains. He is literally... He makes me hate him so much I completed the game before side quests because he had to die.
Oh, look at this. I didn't know that. The box opens sideways.
Yeah, it's like a book.
That's weird.
Wow. See, Dan learned something new today, too. just collecting it.
It's the first.
So when I was like around this time for computers, I didn't have one at my house. I used to play at friends' houses. So that's why I didn't know what that was. Stop picking on me, Dan.
Look at the size of this manual.
Yeah, and I think it came that it has other bits like it the sheets that has all the spells on and stuff that folds out and things. There was a whole I think it came with a map as well from memory. Had loads of kind of stuff.
I only have this. I only have the CDs and the manual.
You know, I found the other day when
it's hard to find complete big box PC games with everything.
Oh yeah, well, people were playing them. Collecting them at the time wasn't even a thing. And stores wanted to get rid of them because they took up too much shelf space.
Man.
I know.
Stupid young Dan. Yeah.
You know what I found before I moved?
I wouldn't have done.
I looked at my mom's, but I found this thick, like magazine that came. I think it came with my Donkey Kong 64, and it was like a manual, and it's like a big, just like magazine, and it said like the date on it and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I still have this. I left it at my mom's. I should have brought it with me, but it's safe. Maybe, Mom, don't throw it out like you did my Nintendo 64.
She threw your Nintendo 64 out?
Yeah, because somebody stole the power cord, which, I mean, now, especially now, could replace it so easily. And it was the jungle green one.
The jungle green one?
Yeah.
I had the controller, that's actually expensive nowadays.
I know. She feels horrible about it. But,
wow,
I like the way you're just rubbing it in.
I know. Dan's like, she did what? What's your mom saying?
She should feel bad about it.
Yeah. But thanks to Ian, I have my Super Nintendo back. And thanks to Dan, I will be streaming soon. I got to order.
Yes. Oh, Disparu, going back to Star Trek real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We're jumping around today, guys.
The Star Trek Season 4 that we never got. This game is amazing. Star Trek 25th anniversary for the MS-DOS. It has the complete cast doing the voices.
Star Trek has quite a few good games. Like back in the day, they used to produce a lot of banger stuff. They had one that was like they had several RTSs. I don't know if you've ever played. There was a Voyager one. The first game of that I really liked, like an FPS thing.
FPS.
It's.
First-person shooter, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was It starts literally at the start of Voyager, and then it kind of tracks their way through. And I think you fight the
I never
Borg and
watched
stuff
Voyager
all the way through. Oh, I like Voyager. A lot of people don't like it. I really like it.
I'll watch it after Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. I don't know if you've seen Enterprise.
I've never seen Enterprise either.
I hated that when it came out, but if you go back to it now, compared to anything now, it's really good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I think, what was there? There was like a 2D, really complicated game. Look, there was, I can't really remember them. There was, I think Fleet Academy was another one that was good. But my favorite one was, I'll have to Google it. It was really in-depth, an old game.
Dad's gonna pull it out.
Oh, there we go.
Is that it?
No, that's the Starfleet Academy. This is, people consider this one the best like ship commanding simulator, Star Trek ship commanding simulator. Like you play from the bridge of the ship, like in first person, and giving commands to the crew and stuff like that. And it has FMV movies which were recorded with the original actors. It's pretty cool.
That's
I think
good,
the one I'm thinking of is like
find.
Starfleet Command is like, it's not turn-based, but it's so in-depth. You've got to manage like shield arcs and spin it around, and you can load up what they call the shuttles with mines and then beam them out. And it was a bit further back, so there was an entire race that just focused on basically like missiles, and you had to overload all of their. They would stop the missiles with what they called the beams, the tractor beams, and you had to like overwhelm them before you could do any damage.
Orion Pirates.
There was that was an expansion, but I'm on about the one before that. I actually didn't like the later one that had the Borg in and stuff. I think it was the second one I
Starfleet
liked.
Command.
Yes, I think that's it. Starfleet Command 2, I think, is the one I preferred. Because they did do a 3, which I think also had Orion Pirates, but 2 was
He's
my
got
favorite.
these things everywhere.
Oh, wow. You literally have everything. Yeah, I think the Orion Pirates was the expansion to a game.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I played these games so I could nerd out with you guys.
Yeah, it was when I was a kid. Didn't have internet access, so I would just play the absolute crap out of any game like that.
Yeah, this is the base game, right?
Oh.
Starfleet Command.
Yeah,
This is the name of the base
I think
game.
there was 1, 2, and 3, and then I think Orion Pirates was an expansion for one of them, but I'm not sure which. It might even be an expansion for 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember. This is sealed, by the way.
Wow.
Never
Good
opened.
find. Probably worth a lot.
We had these magazines in Brazil that used to come with complete games.
Oh yeah, we used to have those.
Pretty cool. Really.
Yeah.
We had a branch of the PC Gamer magazine.
Yeah,
that used to
we
do
used to have
that.
that.
I remember that. PC Gamer, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's still around, but I remember.
Remember the demo disc. PC Gamer's still around.
It
They're
is?
woke
Okay.
as fuck, though.
Yes. The
Surprise,
website's awful, but the magazine back at the day was good. I remember when
was
I think
fantastic.
it used to have like 2 CDs. I even remember when they flipped over to like DVDs and then
Yes.
double-sided DVDs, and they could fit more and more and stuff on. Because that was the only way you could ever get like patch. If you didn't have the internet, that's where you got patches and demos.
Absolutely.
Even like random bits of software, like WinZip, is I got it off of there rather than anything else.
That's how you got to new games. But through those demo discs. And sometimes you would see like an article about a game in one magazine, and then the demo for that game was in the next magazine the next month. It was really cool.
I even remember for Siphon Filter, I had to go to a newsagent's to find a magazine that had a walkthrough of Siphon Filter in, because I could not find the door to the next section. I'd looked pissing everywhere for this door. We literally spent hours walking around and couldn't find it.
Siphon Filter was on PC?
Yeah, must have been.
I remember a friend of mine had it
was like-
for the PS1.
Well, I had a PlayStation 1, so maybe I played it on that. I went Game
Games on
Boy, SNES, PC. No, Game Boy, SNES, PlayStation, PC. And then
I went from Game Boy to Super Nintendo to PC, then from PC back to PlayStation 1, then PS2. Yeah, now I have them all.
Got all of them. The room is probably just filled with all those games. No, that's cool.
That's true. That's actually it. I wish I could turn my camera and show you. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of like, I don't know if you call them that in Brazil, but flea markets, like where people sell a lot of like old school stuff?
I find a lot of cool stuff. Find a lot of cool stuff in flea markets.
Same. That's where I got. So when I originally got into Buffy, which we were talking about old shows being our favorite. Buffy's my favorite show, and it started in the 90s.
Never watched it.
You never watched it? No. If you're into like,
start with Angels. Angels a better show.
Most guys like Angel and girls like Buffy more. But that's where I started collecting these. Like the
she just pulls out like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, I know. Hey, she's back here.
She's changed. It's like, no, it's all right. She wants to stay.
These cases, like the collector's DVDs are so nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Because now when you get them, first off, the Blu-rays, I think it's just digital release, but they totally messed up the cinematography and the lighting and everything. It looks awful. So DVD is the way to go, or VHS if you can. But they're so slim. The Blu-rays is so boring. Like they used to be so much more fun.
Blu-rays are bullshit, man. The menus are like lame. Remember those super creative menus from DVDs? Like I put in the Rambo 2 DVD the other day, and it has like explosions, and the icon is a grenade and stuff. And then you put on the Blu-rays, just like a list with an arrow. And it's like beep, beep, beep. It's
so boring.
Lame.
Did you ever play Star Lancer?
Star Lancer.
It's a space game made by Microsoft.
Oh, over here.
Yeah, I think it's back when Microsoft had like their own gaming department before they started Xbox and stuff. It's my favorite like space fighting game kind of thing. The story's incredible, but the menu system for that back in the time, everyone would just have like new game, blah 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 blah. But this actually had an entire ship that you would walk around. And so if you wanted to save your game or something, you'd go to your bunk. And it was all like 3D menus and stuff. I've never seen anything like it. Back in the day, that was, yeah. But if you do ever get to play Star Lancer, highly recommend.
That's from Microsoft Studios. I remember Microsoft Studios.
Yeah, I know it was made by Microsoft.
Before
the
Xbox.
With a joystick, if you've got one. It was on Windows and Dreamcast. Yeah, by Microsoft Games.
Yeah, Microsoft Game Studios did Age of Empires.
Yeah, that's probably why I bought this in the time, because I really liked Age of Empires 2.
Man, I remember renting PC games. It was something really different, really weird.
I don't know if I rented PC games, but I remember
we had
renting
this
like 64
one rental store. This one rental store in my town that used to rent PC games.
That's kind of cool.
A really odd thing to do as well, because they were so easy to rip.
It's odd. Yeah.
So like you just rent it out and so there you go.
And that's how I first played Pharaoh. I rented from that store. Yeah.
I played it at my friend's, and we were so obsessed, and her mom was like, "Go outside and play." We're like,
so Pharaoh is a spin-off of this game.
He's like a Blockbusters.
Yeah, no, he's Blockbuster.
Caesar.
Oh,
I remember the game. I've not played it though.
It's fantastic. So they did a version on Egypt called Pharaoh. It's like a Roman SimCity.
Ooh, I should start getting some of these old games and pull it down and just like do retro gaming streams sometimes. I mean, I will with my Super Nintendo. I just gotta order the proper. I have it all written down.
Do you know the Tropico games? Tropico series.
I used to play them on PlayStation. Like what is the Plus? Like when you pay monthly.
I think it was Tropico 2, and that's about running a pirate island.
Ooh, I didn't play that one.
It's really good. I used to play the absolute hell out of it, because you have to, make all the rum for them and stuff. But there's also you have to build their own brothels and then upgrade them. And so the elite pirates will only sleep with people that have got all their own teeth and stuff like that. They actually in their heads. So everything is done through swearing, but with barnacles and stuff replaced by it. And my favourite line, like the thoughts in their head, is there ain't enough wenches on this aisle. Which is just all the time. There ain't enough wenches on this aisle.
Gosh,
And like
now I want to
start
find
complaining.
that one. I was obsessed.
Wow.
I
It's
still
awesome,
can hear
dude.
the opening, like Tropico. It was like very just like, and I was obsessed with that game.
I've never
I
played
played a
I
lot
tried
of
to
that game.
play. I tried to play the later ones, but it never lived up to the pirate game.
Oh, the pirate one sounds so much fun. I should see if I could find it for the PC. It might be on Steam. Sometimes these old games
Jay
on
needs
Steam.
to stream it.
Yeah, right. Oh, Ian said he played
Jay
it.
seriously needs to stream The Secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, the Lucasfilm one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
LucasArts.
LucasArts. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, because they did a It wasn't actually fun though. It didn't go over that well. I mean, some people I think liked it, but Sea of Thieves, they did like a game version. Like they have a Pirates of the Caribbean one, and they did a Monkey Island one, but it was weird. Like it just didn't. For Sea of Thieves, it didn't really it didn't hit. Maybe for the old school
Right.
fans of the game, but Earth and Beyond. Why does that sound so familiar? Is that the one? Hold on. I think I might have played that one. With
Never
the
heard of it.
girl, hold on.
It's actually on Amazon in the US, but it's very expensive. I'm imagining that's because it's on the disc.
Tropical?
Yeah. Oh, you can. Well, you can get a disc incredibly cheap on eBay. I think that's where you'd have to.
Yeah,
get it if you
eBay is
wanted
the
to
Oh
play
place.
it.
no, that's not what I was thinking of. That's the
Buying,
new one.
I don't know
something
about
else.
over there, but here in Brazil, buying used stuff on Amazon, it's like eBay is better because on
Yeah.
Amazon they don't show you the pictures right. They show the picture of one thing and it's another.
Oh, it is on Steam, but it comes under Tropico Reloaded, which is a combination of them.
It has them. Hold on. Let me get that up there right now.
You know
And
what's
guys, I'll
bullshit?
give the super
Steam
chats in
does
1
that.
second.
Steam will remaster, not Steam. The Steam will have remaster versions of games, and they will
Yes.
pull out the original version of the game. Then the original version is inaccessible.
That's
It is like that with Age of Empires. There's no official way to play the original Age of Empires anymore.
Yeah,
Just
well,
the
eBay, the discs don't seem rare, so you could get the original that way. But if you just
Yeah.
want a digital one, this Tropico Reloaded is really cheap and contains like the first 3.
and that's
But
got
it's
the
the
pirate
second one I'm
one.
talking. The Pirate Cove is the second one, yeah.
So it's on there. Should I just get the second one then? Oh, I don't see that one. Like single.
Well, no, Tropico Reloaded has the first 3.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna
So-
add it to my list.
Yeah.
I need it. Thanks. Let me get a couple of these super chats. They're building up, guys. Thank you. We're getting excited. We're having a nerd stream today. It's just me and the boys. Usually it's just Brew outnumbered by me and X-Ray, but now it's I'm outnumbered by the boys. It's okay. Andrew, thank you for the 5. Happy
You know
National
what, you know
Ghost
what
Hunting
X-Ray's
Day.
like? She's always like, hey, would you blow me? It's like all the time.
Okay. Happy National Ghost Hunting Day, Sexy Wicked, along with this Brew and Dan. Are you going to go ghost hunting for the ghost of Agatha? Hey,
For their
this
viewer
Brew
numbers.
he might, because this Brew loves these shows, and Agatha.
I will be going ghost hunting for Velma on Thursday. Because she's been
Thursday's
killed
gonna
and
be
she's
a
coming
rough,
back.
Thursday's gonna be a rough day. Everybody, just keep disbrewing your thoughts on Thursday.
It's
because
not
he's
as bad
got
as
a
I thought,
busy
though. I thought
day.
there was a double bill to end Rings of Power, but there's only one. So it's 1 Rings of Power, 1 Agatha, 1 Velma.
Hey, what's up, Kings? At Dan Vask. I think I have bought the first 3 OG AoE games and AOM probably 3 times in the last decade.
Oh, Age of Mythology. I installed the remaster for Age of Mythology on the Xbox Series X today. And it's so funny that you mentioned that because I started the game. As soon as I started the game, the title screen shows up and a really weird robotic voice shows up and says, Age of Mythology, press A to start. And I'm like, fuck, this game has accessibility settings on by default. Then I turned off and uninstalled it.
Aw. I'm sorry.
Don't care. I don't care. No, the
silence.
game might be good. I don't care.
We'll never know.
Accessibility settings on by default is an instant uninstall. I don't care.
I don't care. Every time you say that, I think of when you're talking about the Portuguese when he's like, I'm pooping as I walk. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm pooping as I walk. You remember that?
I do. Well, I put up the video and people were like, "Oh, we're learning Portuguese from Dan." Like the important stuff. Like we don't need basic. We need that stuff. Empty-headed for $1.99. Thank you, Dan. In honor of Ryan, I'll ask, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's a joke that Ryan. I got mad that Ryan didn't check in on me.
Aw.
But apparently, it doesn't check in on anyone.
Nobody. No guy checks in on other guys. A guy has never phoned up someone and go, just wanted to check in, see how you were. That's never happened.
Jeremy checked up on me when he heard the news about the communism and stuff. He said, "Hey, are you all right,
look,
man?"
if they think you like might be in a snake pit somewhere dying, they'll be like, "Oh,
the
I'll
gulags."
actually see if he's all right." But it's not like I haven't spoken to him in a while. I'll just see how he is. That's never happened. So, you know.
Amanda Allen for a Canadian 10. Thank you. Much love and respect, Wicked X-Ray Dan and Disbrew. Have a good show, you sexy people. Thank you, Amanda. And Corey says, "What's pooping, Dan? Need to play old Mario games again so I can guide you."
That's true. When I used to stream the classic Mario games on Twitch.
I remember that. Your raging was great.
Thank you. Oh, I think I was playing that hard one. What was it called?
The Lost Levels?
The Lost Levels. It's Mario 2 originally in Japan, and over here in the West, they called it Lost Levels.
Yeah, it seemed pretty rough.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, "What's up, chat?" Just like all chill a minute later. Like it's a very stressful game though. Sneaky Singy, thank you for remember for 3 months. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up, but we're having so much fun. Out and about tonight. Have a great show. Thank you so much, Singy. And Ken, you gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And I think, you know what? Yes, Amanda also gifted 5 memberships. So here you go. We'll give you guys
Oh my God. Queen.
Yes. That's when Disbrew had progressive whiskey that night, so it changes him.
Progressive whiskey?
It was what it was called.
Yeah.
As an opposite to regressive whiskey?
It tasted like progress. It was like bitter and disgusting.
But the more he drank, he was like,
we really
fine.
need to return to tradition if this is progress.
And he also streamed for like 7 hours between like 3 streams that day, and he was drinking that bottle the whole thing. Yeah.
Look, before I went on X-Ray stream, I did warn I'm gone. Are you sure you want? Yeah, come on. It was like,
yeah, that's
anything
better.
After that is your fault.
Have you guys ever done a 24-hour stream?
No,
I die.
I couldn't.
I'll never do that.
It would be
by
4
the time
hours
I get to 5 hours, I'm kind of
like an hour of me eating, and then I would just go to sleep. Just put a pillow right here. Good night. You wouldn't even see me. It'd be so boring because I would disappear. I'm short, so it's like you wouldn't see me. I'm just gone as soon as I lay down.
Yeah, I'll never do it. I don't understand it. It's not even it doesn't bring that much benefits anyway. So no.
Well, I just don't think it's a good experience for the people watching because you would be more
I don't care about the
for
people.
The first few.
It's not a good experience for me.
It's not good for me.
It's a terrible experience for me. It's like, dude, I swear to God, I can do a 3-day fast if I want. But I cannot go like 18 hours without sleep.
You can go 18 hours without sleep? Or you can't?
I cannot.
Oh, okay. So I cannot listen.
Going 18 hours without sleep isn't that difficult. That's still like 6 hours of sleep a day.
No. Dude, if I sleep 7 hours in a night, I'm like useless the next day.
That'd be me most days.
Wow, yeah, I know that's usually what I get. So you're saying you can sleep for 18 hours a day?
No. I need 8 hours minimum, 9 hours best. I'm like in peak condition with 9 solid hours of sleep.
It's nice.
You kind of remained in that teenager area. Like teenagers are supposed to be going through lots of changes, still growing, need lots of sleep. You're like, no,
I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Maybe it's the workouts. I do cardio and weightlifting every day, but I do useless.
So I do.
Yeah, I even get a little bit depressed.
Aw.
It affects my mood for sure.
Do you not drink coffee or anything?
I drink coffee every morning.
I was going to say, if you don't drink coffee, I could understand it.
I fast every day.
I drink 1 cup of coffee per day. I'm trying to get it down to half a cup of coffee per day. And but here's something that I do every year. Once a year, I do a caffeine detox, which is like I spend 1 to 2 months without any caffeine at all. No coffee, no sodas, no teas, not anything. It has to be like a complete, like none. You need to stay away from caffeine for about 2 months. And what that does, that resets your receptors to caffeine in your organism.
Yeah,
and
you get used
then when you go back and you drink like half a little cup of coffee, you feel like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
You know? You feel like
and
amazing.
It doesn't take 2 months either. I think the half-life is about 12 hours. So even a few weeks and you probably do it enough.
Yeah. Depends on the amount of coffee that you've been drinking once you stop. Because I I end up the year drinking a lot of coffee because I use coffee as a pre-workout.
Same.
So once I stop feeling the benefits of caffeine, I just drink more. So what happens with me and most people is that we don't actually experience the benefits of caffeine. We just drink caffeine to feel normal. So when you do those couple months of detox, you go back to feeling the actual benefits of caffeine, and it feels amazing.
Yeah, no, I understand that because even for me, like, I fast. I do like the intermittent fasting. Like, I don't eat until like the middle of the day, and so I have my coffee in the morning.
You
That's my
fast
breakfast.
between like 9 a.m. and 12, like midday. Then
Yeah,
from
like,
about
I eat
1 p.m. to about 5 in the
No,
night.
I eat like unless I'm doing stuff like when it's okay. 'Cause, you know, once in a while I step out of it, but normally I do the OMAD where I only eat once a day, like a nice big meal, like in the middle of the day. So I have my coffee in the morning and then I work out. So I know exactly what you mean. If I don't have my coffee before working out, I kind of feel like I'll still do it, but it's definitely if it's better when I have it.
So
but
try
if I
that.
did that. If I quit for a little bit,
try that detox. And,
yeah, I should.
You see.
Even if I just do it for like 2 weeks, I'm sure I'd feel some benefits from it.
I don't know. Depends on the amount that you drink now.
Yeah,
How much
I
do you
drink
drink?
one cup in the morning, and then sometimes I've been like I just told you, I usually will have like a tea before this stream to kind of wake up, but I'm trying to cut that out. So lately, I've only been having coffee in the morning, and that's it. That's my caffeine.
Definitely cut out any caffeine after, let's say, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
better for my
like I say,
sleep,
the
too.
half-life is about 12 hours.
Yeah,
so
the half-life.
it
Yes,
still affects you by
12
the time.
hours.
And all the
And
people are like,
even
no,
if
it
you
doesn't
fall
affect me."
asleep-
It does. You just don't know.
No, yeah, a lot of people drink coffee at night, like before sleeping, and
I
they
could
say,
not do
"Oh,
that.
I fall asleep normally." You do fall asleep normally, but the quality
Yeah, you
quality
do.
of your sleep is definitely shit. It's not the same.
Yeah, when people do that, it's because they crash, and it's like you probably don't hit that like REM deep sleep because your brain is still
Yeah.
kind of like running from the Nope, exactly. I get what you're saying. Black Cane. Oh, this is for you, Disbrew. Thank you for being a member for 3 months.
I'm trying to work out what SA means. Stormlight Archive. Okay. Normally SA means something entirely different. So my mind, like, Disbrew, do you read all of the Cosmere or just the Stormlight Archive? I pick and choose. I don't read all of it, but I've read Mistborn. I read the rest. Well, a lot of the rest of Mistborn. I think I still one. Like the Hidden Metals or something. Whatever his latest book is of that, I've not read. Read all the Stormlight Archive. I've read Elantris. And there's like a superhero one, which I can never remember the name. Is it like Steelheart or something? I've read 1 or 2 of those. Also, yeah, those aren't his books. So I've not read them all, but I've read probably about half. I think it is, maybe more than half.
And I should check out Trees of the Emerald Sea to dip your toes. Have you read that one?
No, I want to though, because I believe that is about Wit, who is my favorite character from Stormlight Archive. That is one of his. He did a big Kickstarter, like biggest Kickstarter ever, and released them. I think it was every 3 months or something like that. And that's one of those books.
So I have read. I had to look it up because I always forget. Skyward. I read that book. That's the only one. Well, it's Audible. I listened to it. but that's the only Brandon Sanderson. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think there actually might be a sequel to that one, but I would like to get some more of his book. So I like reading and like having a book, but I'm so busy like during the day, and I usually I like to put an Audible book on or like for podcasts and stuff. And that's what I listen to. Yeah, when I'm like cleaning and getting stuff done around the house, that's usually when I take the time to do all that. So
there's
I'll have
also
to
other
get
books.
some more Audible books.
There's other books I forget. There's the one where the magic system is breathing lives into things to bring them to life. I've read that as well, but I can't remember.
Oh, speaking of books,
he's probably got a lot of them.
Look at this brick.
That made it look like you were like propping your chair up with it.
I thought he was going to show the Bible. That looks like the Bible.
It's bigger than the Bible.
It is. It is.
Much bigger. These are the original books. All the original Conan books by the original author, Robert E. Howard.
The thing is, Brandon Sanderson books are quite often like that thick.
Really?
With the leather bounds behind me, that is one book split in half because it was too thick to bind in one book. It really goes long. Yeah.
Andrew's been a member for 11 months. Thank you. I'm trying to catch up, guys. You know how I get here. And then Ian likes the super chat. He's like, I'm just trying to add to her super chat stress. Just some guy pointed out they show the city and there's no walls. What were they fighting on? Andrew asked us through that.
There's definitely a wall, and there's definitely in some of the... Maybe it's a specific shot that they CGI'd and forgot the wall. I don't know. I didn't notice it. I'll have to watch this video and see. It is a bit stupid, though. I actually don't think that the description they gave in the start of the series would match up what we saw, because I'm sure he said it's defended by like 2 rivers and multiple walls and stuff. But yeah, that's one of the worst battle things I think I've seen. Edited awfully, so probably filmed awfully, and they desperately tried to patch it together. You had no idea what was really happening or where or with who.
Wait, what? Sorry. Hokies for 10. Thank you. The problem is the government got involved, and the government flood insurance makes living in places that flood all the time possible. Well, there's the explanation.
I don't think we can even insure houses, so they probably did require like government things, because it's not... There is no business reason why you should insure a house that floods every year, because you know you're going to lose money. So it's one of the things that
home insurance
the government has to do it, because no one else will.
On houses in Florida in general, but definitely on the areas where it floods. Taker, thank you for the 5. Tom Babadul? Find your own... I don't know
Bombadil,
Bombadil? Okay.
Bombadil.
Find your own combined harvester. Gandalf, it will speak to you. Sarah, no, not a brand new combined harvester. My only weakness. This brings the power stuff.
I've got a brand new there's a song by I think it was the Wurzels. I've got a brand new combine harvester, and they all sing in Cornish accents, which is what he has.
Oh, okay. Well,
so every time he appears, I always play the clip of I've got a brand new combine harvester. I'll give you the key.
Beautiful, Disparu. You and do a duet.
I could be the Wurzels.
Ian, thank you for another 50 pounds. Disparu, go ahead and say it. Proper money. He always usually says that. Disparu, when he doesn't understand the taxi driver, move over. I'll try.
Nobody wants me to drive.
He doesn't drive you.
I don't have a license.
Oh, okay. Well then. When
I don't think driving's hard, but it's like
driving.
The roads in the UK, there's so much like traffic on them nowadays. I don't think it'd be enjoyable. I don't really need to, so I never really learned.
I find driving in Brazil very stressful.
Is it? Is it crazy like on the roads over there?
Yeah, at least in the cities. In the smallest towns, it's actually quite enjoyable.
People make it sound like you guys still do horseback carriage over there.
Well, we still drive with a stick, pretty much. It's very rare automatic cars here.
Now, all our stuff is manual, yeah. But when you said you were driving with a stick, you made it sound like you were really... Like your cars would like made of wood or whatever, and you're like, oh no, he's just got a branch.
He's just got like a
actual wooden sticks.
It's like I always remember Gary's descriptions. Whenever he mentions you, he's always like, he'll just be running from those starving children. It was like every time.
Oh no.
I wish that was our problems, man. Just starving children.
Oh, I know. Dan's got a lot going on over there. We gotta get him over to America. where you could be safe.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you for the 1777. Dan, I thought that this was gonna. I read the first part of this. I was like, did Eric have a dream about Dan? I had a dream that mangled many of your. Oh wait, that mangled many of your backgrounds. You developed in Real Engine a game with 4 Dan Vasks singing different barbershop song, Sweet Adeline, while fighting off packs of kids. Okay, so it was a dream.
This is very detailed for a dream.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that happen though? Like where you have a dream and you wake up and you're like, I just had like a movie and a sequel dream, like so, and you remember it, you know? And then sometimes you wake up and
yeah,
you're
but
like,
I remember it for like 10 minutes. I don't remember it enough to then get to the evening of that and then talk to people about it. Some people do this write down their dreams though, because you have to do it straight away.
Dream book, yeah.
I dream a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night I dreamed with the Kardashians. I'm trying to think, how was it? I remember Gal Dukat was involved. I think Gal Dukat was my friend and we were just hanging out or something like that.
He's like,
cool.
It's the Kardashians. Like, get careful what you say next.
Not Kardashians. Kardashians.
To be fair, I heard Kardashians at first.
Kardashians.
And then when you said Gul Dukat, I was
From
like, hang on,
Star
that's a really
Trek.
weird mix. When you went about the Kardashians
Right,
and Gul
more
Dukat
sense.
came, and I'm like, what's
that
happening
makes more
here?
sense for Dan.
The chat heard it. I said Kardashians.
Okay.
If we're with the Kardashians,
it was only when you
would
said
be
Gul Dukat that I
this Drew's like,
corrected.
this Drew's got a face like I still hear Kardashian.
with Kardashians would be another kind of dream.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
that
the thing.
sounds like,
I was
wait a
like, what? Gul Dukat's in here to like what? Trade
A
them?
Star Trek dream makes more sense for Dan. Like I was kind of like, really? I didn't. Yeah.
Like I don't often remember dreams unless I like wake up and then go back to sleep, and that's when I remember them. I think I'm quite a heavy sleeper, so I don't generally remember them. But if I'm fading in and out of sleep, then I always remember them.
Oh, Ian's mad at you, Disparu. Thank you for the 50 again, Ian. I posted that joke twice, including last night on F&T, and Disparu heard it. My Amazon parcel didn't arrive, and I called their shipping department. They said they were all busy working on Rings of Power. Why do I bother? Disparu, how could you do that to Ian? I didn't see it. I'm not on F&T.
What's that got to do? He literally put ... and I meant to remember his joke that he's used.
Yes, it's Ian. You guys are besties.
What? You could just type the end of the joke. I'm not sure why I can't even be bothered to type that. And then blaming me for it.
Hey, he's a busy man, all right?
Nobody thinks my memory's good. Like, there's a reason why I give every
true.
character in TV shows nicknames, because I don't know who they're pissing called.
It's true. He didn't know my name. I think he just thought that my name was Wicked. Someone said Amanda in a chat. And he's like, "Who's that?"
Oh,
This
there you
was
go.
After, like,
No,
we'd already been
when he
screaming
said he
together
didn't
for,
know
like,
my
6
name.
months.
Who
You know
would
when
be
he said he
called
didn't know my
Wicked?
name? Yeah, my first thought was,
like Amanda.
wait, it's
He's
Wicked.
like, "Who's Amanda?" And I'm like,
I didn't know your name just when you said he didn't know my name until you said it was Amanda, then I remembered.
he's like, "I didn't know that was public information, even though it's right on my Twitter and my Instagram." It's okay.
No, I did the same thing with Steph. I called her Steph on a stream, then I was like, oh no, I don't know whether that was public or not. And I didn't. Then I started thinking, I don't know where I would know it from if it isn't public.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
this is why I tell
reasoning.
people, never tell me, like, if it's not public, just don't tell me. I'll use your screen name. I prefer to use it anyway.
Yeah. Archer, thanks for being a member for 1 month. A lot of English accents, such as Cornish, come from places where Celtic languages survived, so they may include words from that language. Interesting. Old Renaissance boomer for
So
5.
why do we have so many different names for bread rolls? I went up north
Really?
and they started talking about cobs.
What are some?
I was like, what? Cob? Like, we have so many different... You would know where you are in the country by what they call bread rolls. I don't know if we can find, like, a list of them all.
Ian
Do
is
you want to eat
so
a
mad
cob?
at you.
What?
You know what's funny to hear about? Each country's expression to masturbate. Like, what do you
That
call
was so left field.
what
So
what do
speaking
you
of
call
bread,
what do you call masturbation
Hold
on the
Boomer.
UK?
I think the UK, the most British would probably be wank, I think.
Wank.
Does other people use that?
Okay.
Because this was all that... You know when you were like, oh, I like to post things on Twitter and then wait for the timer to run out? We had a thing over here called Danger Wank, which would literally be...
Like in
you
public
would, like,
places
call
and
somebody in
stuff?
from the house and start and see if you can finish before they enter the door. That's real danger.
Wow.
I'm sorry, that was just so funny. Like,
I had to be really young for that to work.
Yeah, the different names
that
for a
doesn't
bread
work
roll.
after 30 years old.
A cob, a roll, a bun, a bomb, a batch, and a bap. But nobody needs that many names for a bread roll.
That's a lot of names. Yeah, the
I think that's only
funniest
a few.
the funniest
bread
name
cake, softy.
The funniest
Stofty.
name in Brazil that we have for masturbation is how can I translate this? Messing up the clown's haircut.
Oh, if you're giving like phrases, like bashing the bishop.
I don't
There's
get
loads
it.
of things
Bashing
like
the
that.
bishop. Bashing the bishop.
Bashing the bishop.
But yeah, messing up. If there are any Brazilians in the chat, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Like messing up the clown's haircut.
I think my favorite term I've heard for like going to the toilet would be siphon the python.
Siphon the python.
Yeah.
What, Ian?
Wicked can't speak anymore. She's like, wait, what?
I don't know what to say.
Chapping their wire. Huh.
This is what happens when it's just
That's
me and the
Spanking
boys.
the monkey. That's another one.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Spiking?
Spanking the monkey.
Spanking the monkey.
Dad's like, I'm gonna write that one down
Wow.
later.
I just find it really interesting. It says a lot about a country's culture, how they call it. You know?
There's a lot in the chat right now.
Yeah, there's probably loads.
There's loads.
Feeding the ducks, choking the chicken,
Choking the chicken, that's a common
flogging
one.
the dolphin, making the bald man cry. Making the bald man cry.
I googled UK names, and one of them is burping the worm. Boxing the one-eyed champ.
Boxing the one-eyed champ.
Oh no.
Drain the lizard, tossing the caber, jerking the gherkin.
Who says we're not inclusive? One of them's flicking Fiona.
Oh,
That's
no.
amazing. I love it. It's very culturally rich.
Very. Yeah.
One of them is
That's the way to
literally
put
just
it.
Finding Nemo. Like, what?
Finding
I've never heard that
Nemo.
before. No.
There's some that make no sense whatsoever.
The five-finger shuffle.
Oh. He got
Oh,
caught
no.
finding Nemo.
Oh no. All right, sorry, you got put in the actually old Renaissance rumor. It wasn't just the dispa queue; it was the whole crew queue. Because we started talking. Dan had a very hot topic. Just
funny.
through the whole thing started with Jay reading about Sir Francis Drake's wife, a Cornish woman. Also, Hokies put Poop-cano vid to under pressure.
Poop-cano.
Poop-cano,
Oh yeah, so he
sorry.
added the music.
Oh
Under
no.
pressure.
Albert
I kind of prefer the
Rodriguez.
Poop-cano, to be honest.
Dan Basque, the best from Brazil, with Pele, and Anderson Silva. Thank you for the
Yeah.
10.
Thank you.
And Raider for 57.38. Excellent beer. That is my standard percentage. And since I cannot give, I also have other fantastic options for you. And ... Are you calling it Ian? Raider.
You'll never find out the end of it.
Now people are just gonna start sending.
They'll be like, look,
super
I've
chats.
tweeted this on other streams. Why don't you know?
We have a couple questions for Dan here. Valdic for 199. Dan, why don't you drink alcohol? Just curious.
I was just telling Disparu about that before we went live.
I didn't know you were sober until you said.
Yeah, I'm sober. Well,
Once a month.
kind of. Yeah,
Generally,
once.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm generally sober, but mostly in public. In public, I'm definitely sober because I just found myself using alcohol as a crutch, more specifically to talk to women. I could only talk to women with a couple beers on, so that wasn't good at all.
Yeah,
So-
well, if that's a good decision, then you don't want. We actually had a conversation, I think it was last week, about this. Where we were talking about how some relationships, like, actually, I was talking about. She had an example. I don't know if it was a friend of hers or something she was watching, but the they broke up because they didn't enjoy each other's company when they were sober. Like they thought that they were boring or something like that. And I guess that could happen. I remember seeing that on a Friends episode. If anybody in here watches Friends, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Monica was saying the wine guy was his name, and he was always drunk. And they're like, it's like a problem though, but he was like so fun and they loved it. And then like he got sober, so they're like, that's good for him. He's sober, but he was just like, hi.
I remember that episode.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
he went
drinking a lot.
His name was Fun Bob.
Yes, that's right. That's the white guy.
He was Fun Bob because he was always drunk and he was always like fun, telling fun stories and stuff. And then when he was sober, he went to tell a story. He was like, I just woke up the other day and I realized there are no convenience stores in the neighborhood. And people were like, okay. Cool story.
Very inconvenient.
Monica starts drinking a lot, and he's like, I think you have a problem, because she can't handle being around him because he's like so down. So she always has like little like liquor bottles in the when they went camping or something. Yeah, no, that was okay. I'm glad someone on the stream saw it. Yeah. There was the wine guy too. I think it was like Paul the wine guy was another one that she was seeing. That's why I got them mixed up. But yeah, Fun Bob. Oh my gosh, can you read this one, Disparu? It's from your stepson.
Carlos Lima for $5. What did the banana say to the vibrator? Why are you shaking? She's going to eat me.
Huh?
The banana's like, why are you shaking? She's going to eat me.
Oh, okay. It's a
like, you shouldn't be scared. I'm the one who's going to be eaten. Yeah.
Yes.
This was like, I can't believe I had to explain that. I'm sorry.
Yes. Look, explaining a joke is like dissecting a frog. No one cares and the frog dies.
Do either of you know this game, Old Renaissance Mover for 2? First game I played was Load Runner on the Apple.
The Apple IIe.
2E. Oh.
Load Runner. That sounds familiar.
I never played that one.
No, I never had any Apple computers until.
Me neither. Yeah. My first computer was a Pentium 100.
Are you making fun of us, Ian? hey now.
Hey, Brazilians have lower IQ, but those guys don't have any
and
excuse.
I'm a woman, so there's my excuse. I'm just kidding. Ladies in the chat, don't yell at me. It's a joke. Carlos Lima for 5. What's the difference between a tire and 365 used condoms? One's a good year, the other is a great year. Okay, I got that one.
There's loads of things like that. It's like, what's the difference between women and a condom? Well, no. What do women and a condom have in common? They both spend far too much time in your wallet.
Okay, Ian didn't get it. He wasn't making fun of us. Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, I got one. What's the difference? What's the difference between a knife and a feminist?
What?
The knife has a point.
Oh, that's
I was gonna say one's useful, but I couldn't think of how to make that into a joke.
I mean that's basically it. That's a good one.
Thank you.
The chat laugh. That was a good one. Come on. Hey, don't make Dan feel bad.
No, that reminds me of my favorite joke. And my favorite joke I can't use anymore because it relies on old technology. And it is literally, what's the difference between a computer and a woman? A woman can't take 3.5-inch floppies.
I got that one too.
It's such an old joke though. So
he's got
Blu-rays
loads of
destroyed
jokes,
comedy.
Actually, this Drew's got a lot of those.
That's a weird terminology that they kept calling 3.5 floppies because they're not floppy.
No, they're not.
The big ones are floppy.
Oh, the 5.5. Yeah, they were really weird.
Wicked. What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing. I had to scratch my nose. Borg for 5. Hi, Wicked. How was Horror Nights? Did you go in the weekend's maze and get his song stuck in your head? Was there a weekend thing like the singer? Assuming there, I didn't see it. No, but I actually really enjoyed Horror Nights. Did it at every house except for one. I was there till 1 a.m. exhausted, but it was a good time. I'll be at LA Comic-Con next weekend to meet Rhino and Flash. Oh, nice. That's next weekend. Okay, because I know he's coming to the States and he's supposed to come to Florida. I should probably ask him when. Oh God, there's another one. Mazza Powers actually fits.
I was reading the chat. I didn't see the name. That one's awesome. I need to full screen that.
Yeah,
oh,
so
God, the picture
Dan doesn't know the lore. There's probably about 10 Mazzas now.
The picture is an abomination. It's like everything, but
he looks worried. You should be. 10 Mazzas is pretty scary. Just Brew, I hear you're reviewing Rings of Power Season 2. I too like to live dangerously.
One more week. It's one more week.
You gonna show us something,
get through
Dan?
this.
What you got?
This is a sealed box of
Looks
floppies.
like vitamins.
He's got everything. You want to see floppies?
I got floppies.
Sealed.
That's how
We
it
can
disappoints
like
an
the
audience.
floppies.
Do you want to see my floppies?
Very colorful. Yeah, floppies are great.
It literally looks like a box of vitamins.
I like how you
I
say
brought
vitamins.
this on bragging rights, and they made fun of me.
It's great.
Yeah.
Do I have anything to show that's old?
Do I have anything to show that's old?
It's not super old. But
That's how I
book.
interact with Dan. Let's interact with Dan. Let's search for something that's old.
You got a thick book, so do I. Look at this.
Nice.
I can work out with it. I don't
Batman
need the
Adventures.
weights. It's just, you know.
I used to work out with weights when I started. I actually have this book from what is it called? The guy who trained Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Weeder brothers. They used to release those books for like losers like me who were afraid to go to the gym, teaching how to work out with books and stuff from your home.
Oh yeah,
Really cool.
they were quite common.
And
I
it
think it
helped,
made a little
right?
bit of resurgence
So-
during
Yeah.
lockdown and stuff as well, because no one could get weights.
Joe Weeder, absolutely, yeah,
I think there's a lot of stuff you can do with just like body weight. So
absolutely. There's a ton of stuff you can do with body weight, a ton of stuff.
This Brew's like, yeah, I'm just gonna lift the whiskey.
that's the thing. If you drink enough of it, you stop caring.
Jason Webster for Australian 5. Thank you. Agatha All Along didn't even make the list of top 10 rated streaming series for the last week.
No
So
one's
the
surprised.
title is because there's a we'll get to that in a second. We're having too much fun. There's a Variety article that says Agatha All Along hits 9.3 million views in 1 week on Disney Plus. I thought it was funny, so I put it in the title. Joanna wants to know, what type of tea do you like, Dan?
I make lemon
Johanna,
balm.
sorry, I said that wrong.
I make lemon balm tea from lemon balm that I have on my backyard.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I put lemon in my tea.
No, lemon balm. It's just the name. It has nothing to do with lemons. It's
I'm gonna
like
look it up now.
It's like those leaves that it's like a bush with those really long leaves, and it's just called lemon balm. I don't know why it's called that. It has nothing to do with lemons.
Oh, it relieves stress. I'm gonna order some.
It relieves
I
stress,
see.
yeah, and it
Ooh.
Bosch is
it ha-
renowned for that.
Yes. Hey. 70s.
What?
1970s.
I like that. That only happened in the 70s. Like
Was
it was a freak genetic accident for a decade, and then it went away again.
No, in the 70s it was an exaggeration, like probably because of the afros.
Never mind.
I'm so
be
confused.
quiet on that one. I'm not touching that one.
Especially coming from the UK and you
you
talk about afros. It's like, wait, what?
No, I don't know if Disprue gets it, but I actually get it. I'm not sure
It
that
was
Disprue gets
like
what you're
an
saying.
Australian afro.
Afros were like in fashion.
And
I
yeah,
don't- I mean,
There,
it's
I
not like something
added
you can
lemon
choose to
balm tea
have.
to my
So
part.
What, bushes?
no, an afro.
You
Like, it's
can't
still a-
choose to have. You like
That's what I said. I said it's not like how can it really be in
Oh,
fashion when it's just like the way your hair grows?
no, you can cut your hair.
you got to get the right comb, or like when you don't have that hair, you got
Yeah, you have to take care of it. Just ask Mike, Epic Mike. You have
Oh,
to
he knows.
like.
Oh, you wanna-
There's a level of maintenance.
You want to see
What you
something,
gotta
Dan?
do.
I don't know if you saw this. I'm sorry for the low quality, but you'll like it
um,
because you like 16
Look,
8-bit
look
and all
what-
that.
you
Here
say
you go.
he's got low standards now. He's not
No,
into
he
retro
likes
games.
old
He's just got
school.
really low
She was going
standards.
to say I have low standards.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. You'll like this video.
Well,
though.
you
Here
also
go.
missed it because you got confused just at the time that Wicked said, "I've just added Bush to my cart."
No, I said I added the lemon balm tea. You know,
You didn't. I want
I'm
to see
vibing.
Mike
This is my
like
vibe,
wiggle his
Bunny
hair.
Woman.
Yes. It's not correct, and it's not what I asked
Wow,
for.
indeed.
No, it was. If
It's
he had an
potato
afro,
quality.
when he wiggles his hair sideways, the hair goes at the same speed, and it looks odd. Whereas when you just shake your hair, anyone
Was
can
good enough for
shake their
him.
hair. This was a very specific
You
afro
want him
talent.
to wiggle it, not
Yeah.
shake it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
A true afro shouldn't move. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it should literally be static on your
Wiggle.
head.
Yeah, just like
And so
Apparently.
it's
it
like
moves
a
in tandem with
huge
your hair.
microphone. Yeah.
Like, yeah. He needs to look like an SM7B.
Like this?
That's what I want.
yeah. On one of those old microphones. Yeah.
Oh, like yeah,
yeah.
from the 70s.
From Guns N' Roses. Yeah.
Ian, thank you for another 50. It's not healthy to drink caffeine after 4 p.m. I switched to Prosecco. I had some
Definitely
Prosecco.
help you sleep.
What's Prosecco?
It's kind
Wine.
of like champagne in a way. It's but more bubbly.
Ah.
I like Prosecco. I do, especially Italian Prosecco. I had some of that when I was
Italian
Orlando.
Prosecco.
yeah.
That's how you have to say Prosecco.
Prosecco.
I'm working on getting my second citizenship on Italy.
Really?
I mean,
That's cool.
I'm entitled to it.
Impressive.
Anyone who can prove they have Italian ancestors can get a second citizenship over there.
Yeah, I think
You
it's just
have
citizenship
Italian
by descent or something like
ancestors?
Yeah. The grandmother of my grandfather. How's that called in English?
that.
The grandma, your
You go back 2 generations for that to have a name. I think.
your great grandma. So you said your grandfather's grandma.
Yeah. My
that would be your
grandfather's grandma. Yeah.
Your great grandma, because his mom would be your great grandma. So then her mom, or like his, whatever, that's great grandma.
Yeah, my great grandma was born in Italy
Oh, that's cool.
and came here to Brazil running away from Mussolini.
Oh.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
A lot of people on the on a certain side of the Second World War went to Brazil and South America and Argentina.
History with Dan Bask. We're
Yeah.
doing a little bit of everything on this stream. 70s Bushes.
There's a lot of blonde people. Yeah. There's a lot of
get the
blonde
viewers in.
people with blue eyes in Argentina.
Really.
So if X-Ray's
Yeah.
like, so what did you talk about in the stream? Just say Dan kept talking about bushes. 70s bushes.
She's gonna be like, oh, like
70s.
gardening.
I was talking about gardening and then you guys derailed
were?
it.
No, you're the one that said something about 70s bushes, I think.
Because
Yeah.
you started.
Didn't-
He just narrowed it down to a decade, but that's not. He's not responsible for that topic.
I was talking
Then it
about
was
the good
girl.
old lemon balm bushes of the 70s.
Yep.
I don't know why you got the impression that it was anything
it was
else.
Drew's fault then. Black Cane with another book
Yeah.
recommendation. You should reread Warbreaker. It will probably be important to SA5.
Still my dog
And-
guy 5.
Oh,
So I'm
okay. And
assuming it's the
several
next one.
characters from
think
that
that's
are
at the end of
already
this
on
year.
Rosar. Sure. I
Roshan.
don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't
know
remember which one Warbreaker is. I've definitely read that one, I think.
Oh, Ian says for another 50. Thank you, Ian. The word floppy isn't funny. Oh, teehee. It's 3.5 inches and floppy. Grow up.
It is.
Pathetic.
The joke isn't the word floppy. It's like, oh, you completely missed the entire floppy. No,
You better have
that's not the
giggled,
point of the
Ian.
joke. I can't
Sorry, I
remember.
was choking. Tiki the Mighty. Sorry, I was like choking, and then everyone got
Oh, the
quiet,
god,
so
the
now I gotta
Warbreaker
talk
is
through
the
it.
one. The Warbreaker novel is the one I said about like breathing life into things. Yeah, I've seen that. Well, I've read it.
Last week, Tiki the Mighty, thank you for the 10. Last time I quit caffeine, it took a week to get over the fog.
Yes.
I was on the equivalent of 4 shots of espresso a day. My lady is a slow caffeine metabolizer, so she can only do 1 cup of decaf a week.
Yes, when you're doing that detox of caffeine for the first week, that's why it's important to program it like maybe when you're taking a vacation or something. Because the first week, you would be like a drug addict without the drug, and you be
I
like
can literally
useless.
just give it up anytime because sometimes I just run out of coffee or like energy drinks.
How much
and stuff.
do you drink usually?
Quite a bit. It's not. I get a headache, but I don't get cravings for it.
And how long do you spend like without it? Usually, when you forget.
It could be like 4 days, 5 days before I get some new stuff in.
Okay, try to push it to like 10 days and see what happens. Like, what happens to me at least when I pass the point of like a couple of days, a few days, I start literally getting depressed, like having like depression thoughts. And anxiety goes crazy.
Things don't affect me that bad. Like sugar cravings or carb cravings.
Try go to 10 days. Next time, for some reason, you see yourself like, oh,
it's to do. That's literally the reason why I drink it.
Next time you have the opportunity, like it's like, oh,
there will never be 10 days where I don't make a video.
He's like,
then that's a sign. Then that's a sign that you're addicted.
Well, no, that's a sign that it allows me to focus during it. It's the effect that I like. It's not that it's that it gives you energy and focus when making the video.
You don't get those effects. What you get is that you feel like a normal person. That which you call
I feel hyped when I've had it. It's definitely not a normal feeling.
He also was kind of on like UK and America time. Like he just always seems to be up, just not sleep.
Yeah, it's like
what's the time difference between us?
It's 2 a.m.
For me,
2 a.m. for you?
For me, it's 9 p.m.
Huh. For me, it's 10 p.m.
Okay, so only an hour difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always for Disparu.
Disparu, I think you feel like shit all the time, and then you drink coffee and you feel normal, and you think that is being hyped up.
No, because the effect that I get from the drinks wouldn't be normal, because if you felt that wired all the time, there would be something wrong with you.
But you won't know until you try to detox.
You act like I haven't done this before. There was a time when I
have
gave
done
up caffeine. Yeah, because there was a time where it really affected me. I used to drink things like Dr. Pepper and pop all the time, and then I remember when I was maybe 19, I ran across a road and I just felt my heart pounding. I'm like, this feels like something's gone horribly wrong.
I feel that sometimes. I feel that sometimes at the end of the year when I'm drinking the most caffeine, because I've been like raising the amount throughout the year.
That felt like I was on the verge of a heart attack, and it literally just made me stop. And
then the hands start shaking as well.
Yeah, when I don't drink, I can go a few days. I'm definitely not as bad as I used to be. Like I used to be like, I gotta have my coffee in the morning. You know, like I can't wake up unless I have my coffee. But now I also like to wait too, because I've heard that if you're up for a few hours before you have your coffee, it actually will work better for you. Not versus like, you know, making it as soon as you get up. I don't know if that's true, but I try to do it because I also only have 1 cup a day. So if I wait, then I'll have the effects of the caffeine for longer. But yeah, you're right, Dan. I probably should take a break for a little bit.
And if anything else, it's a good mental exercise just to deprive yourself of something you really want. Mm-hmm. It's a good exercise.
Oh, if I want a challenge of something that I'm addicted to, it's definitely the carbs.
You watch all those horrible shows. You're like your mental fortitude is like unparalleled, judging by all the shows you cover.
I know. He watches.
I don't think it's about mental. It's like I think different people are addicted to different things, and it's just that caffeine I could give up. Like carbs, on the other hand, is like a physical craving. So that is way more difficult.
I can see myself definitely being addicted to food and being a fat fuck if I'm not careful.
Everything in moderation for me, because I don't like to cut off completely, because I love my pasta and stuff like that. But I've found a nice medium to where I don't overeat and I'm not fat. I work out and I just don't overindulge.
If you have an addictive personality, you can be addicted to good stuff like working out. I think I'm addicted to working out.
I think my older brother is. He's like a bodybuilder and stuff, because he used to drink a lot of beer and stuff, and that was years ago now. Now, if you
That's
have, like, one
definitely
shot,
a personality trait. People who are more prone to be addicted.
That's the way I give up things, is I replace it with something else.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when I gave up pop and everything, I just started drinking loads of milk, and that kind of stuck. So it's like, I had to replace it by something else that I probably drank too much of at the time. So
I drink a lot of milk too. It's a very convenient drink. It's like protein, carbs, and fat.
Yeah, it's almost like it's designed to raise kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's designed to raise.
Yeah, it's like evolved over thousands of years. Who realized it was good?
Yeah, that and eggs, milk and eggs, like superfoods.
I make hard-boiled eggs all the time, and it's like I usually do, OMAD, but there's sometimes where like your body's telling you like you need something, and I'm like kind of shaky. I usually can do it, but there's certain days where it's just like I feel like my body really needs it. It's not about being like, oh, I want to munch or anything. It's just so
probably
that's why I have hard-boiled eggs.
American.
Hard-boiled eggs. Oh, I love hard-boiled eggs. And I do like milk, but I don't drink it a lot. But I have moments where there'll be like 2 days where I'm just like, I really want milk.
Sucking on a cow.
Basically, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why am I drinking so much milk right now? It just hits me sometimes.
Hard-boiled eggs are fine, but they just take too long to make.
Yeah, I make a bunch at once, and then it'll last me a few days.
There used to be a time before going to college, I was like, oh my god, I'm late for my class, and I would just like
raw eggs.
Yeah, 4 or 5 raw eggs, and it's just like a full meal in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's like Gaston. Yeah. Was it 4 dozen eggs? Gaston has
not 4 dozen. 4 dozen.
It's like 48 eggs.
From Beauty and the Beast.
No, but nowadays I eat fried eggs, but I fry them on olive oil.
Yeah, I like olive oil too versus butter.
Yeah.
Making eggs, same. This is the game that old Renaissance Boomer was talking about, by the way. I never played this one. Thank you for tagging me in it to show us.
That just reminds me of the Donkey Kong level.
I know, me too. I loved that one.
Yeah.
I played it so much when I played Donkey Kong 64, because the level when you have to beat it to get past. Oh my gosh. Drove me crazy.
Yeah. There's a Donkey Kong game for the Game Boy, which starts with that classic Donkey Kong game from the arcades, but then it goes on. It has new stages, and it turns into this awesome puzzle game.
I've just seen Gary tweet out the Lord of the Rings thing, going back to the super chat about they didn't have a wall, and it seems like Eregion in season 1 didn't have a wall, and then in season 2 they built one, essentially.
Oh, like
I mean, it's $1 billion show. So... They can't expect them to have rewatched the first series.
Yeah.
A
lot of that $1 billion is probably going to fake jobs, like all those DEI
like the showrunner
bullshit. Yeah,
well,
there's
definitely
that too.
Not getting Ian his package delivered. We didn't forget. We will never forget Ian. You're like, I already forgot.
I have forgotten.
I forgot what Wicked's name is again.
Matthew, thank you for Canadian 5. Nice, Dan. I knew you were a man of culture. I'm a big fan of Conan as well, and I have the same book. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Stephen De Leon, member for 5 months. We have to say it like that, by the way. Got to say it fancy. My 3 favorite lesbians and a fig.
Well, this was the thing. Someone would tweeted out about Agatha. They were like, we have to thank the lesbians for this. Like, they've been making great content for decades.
Good thing.
At no point does anyone go, oh, we need less of that.
Last week, he would have been like, oh my god, that was too much. Like with the ASMR.
What?
Aubrey Plaza was doing like ASMR for like like with her nails, like weird, just like the weird stuff. Not even the nails. It was like.
Does
it give you the tingles?
Yeah.
Gives you like you go like.
It's what ASMR is. Yeah, it doesn't work for some people, and so they just find it weird.
We're not.
Well, no, but the Marvels had like cats licking microphones and stuff, and so Agatha saw that. There was like cat dance party and like disco party and stuff. It was really weird. But they were also licking microphones, and then they saw that, thought that was so good, they did it for Agatha. And the best thing was like Aubrey Plaza just stabbing things with a knife.
Yeah, that was kind of funny though. I'm gonna pull this up just so that anyone that watches the stream back is like, where did they get this 9.3 million thing from? This was what was in the title. Were you about to say something, Dan? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's just that for ASMR to work, you need to be wearing headphones or earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it just looks weird. It's just someone like.
You can't hear. I have a cover. You can't hear my nails. Sorry.
It also like doesn't work for some people, and different people have different triggers. Like the whole nails thing and everything doesn't do anything for me at all. But like whispering and stuff is different.
I remember what I was gonna say. Is it like a pig?
Yeah, I don't need Lizzo going down a microphone.
Imagine fat people noises ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm sure there's a need.
Get a fat person to climb a flight of stairs and put a microphone, ASMR microphone over.
Over here, the people that are really into bigger women, as they call it.
Bigger women.
The nickname would be chubby chasers.
Just say fat cows, man. What's wrong with
chubby chasers is the thing over here too.
I just think it's a really stupid name because how much chasing is actually involved in that scenario? Like a little bit of waddling and wheezing, and then got you.
Waddling and wheezing. It's like, have you guys ever? You might have seen this video. I brought it up before, but it's so freaking funny. It's this really fat guy trying to push his sister, who's also fat, up. Like in a wheelchair, and he's so mad. He's like yelling at her. He's like, "Oh, I almost fell out of my Skechers." He's like so fat. I can't.
Jesus.
I
mean, that seems like it's his fault, though. Like, I imagine it's the same thing like kids. If a kid is fat, it's the parents' fault. Like, if she's in a wheelchair, just put the food in a higher shelf. What's she gonna do?
See, I told you guys they will do weird like fart stuff.
ASMR of Jay scratching his butt. What would be that noise like? It would be like,
he'll send you a video now. He's gonna record it.
Why would it sound like that? What is that?
It's like a clown nose.
It's like a clown's butt.
Clown's butt.
That's the
Every
sound.
time he sits down.
That's the sound when clowns have sex.
So Jay's butt sounds like clowns having sex. How do you know what clowns sound like when they have sex, Dan? That's a big question.
How do you think clowns reproduce?
With their squeaky noses, apparently.
They take the nose
clowns
off
have sex like everybody else. And when clowns have sex, I like to imagine it goes like.
My favorite thing in Left 4 Dead 2 is when the clowns charge you if you hit them in the face with your melee weapon. And it's like every time I see a clown, I have to do. It's every time.
But listen, going back to fat women, have you guys ever heard?
Do we have to?
Have you guys ever heard of hogging?
No.
No. This sounds like
weird. What is
a South American
X-Wing
thing.
taught us on Bro Science everything about hogging.
Nailed it.
So hogging is apparently something guys do in the United States. People, those guys go to those bars, and the guy who picks up
the ugliest one.
The guy who picks up the fattest chick in the bar gets like a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah, I've heard the same.
That's
thing.
called hogging.
They go after the ugliest one, and that one wins.
No, hogging is not necessarily the ugliest one.
No,
but it has
there's
to
various
be
different versions. Yeah.
There are variations, right? Yeah, but with hogging, it's the fattest. Has to be the fattest. And then I said to actually, imagine you go and you try. Imagine you go and you try and you sleep with this horrible, ugly, fat bitch, and you don't even win.
Yeah.
You're
so like the actual fattest one was in the bathroom or something.
I mean, how would you prove it? Would you have to like take her out and go like first scales?
You gotta take a selfie. Oh, scales.
Yeah, you need like a different set of scales, one for each foot. Split the weight between half.
If she's fat enough, you can tell she's the fattest chick.
I don't know. What if it's like?
I mean, nowadays probably there will be a bunch of fat chicks with the amount of obesity rates that you have in the United States, but I don't know.
No.
Back in the days, probably like you could tell. Hey, that chick's the heaviest one. Nowadays, you should probably have a scale or something.
You'd have to go after the one
because everyone is fat. Do a lot of crazy things for beer.
The best bit is like a 6-pack isn't even that expensive. It's like, it's not even that good a prize.
I'm trying to find something, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. And it also is probably got music. So have you guys either Disprove probably hasn't seen this, but Dan might have. The hot chick with Rob Schneider.
The hot chick with Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider, Rachel McAdams. Okay, so here's the scene. I'm not gonna I'll play the audio, whatever.
You'll definitely get hit for like a movie thing.
Oh, okay, I'll mute it. But he's like super into this girl, and she's wearing like a Twister dress, and he's like, right hand red. Sorry, you made me think of that. I don't know. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. You should watch that movie.
Oh, the movie's called The Hot Chick. Oh.
Yeah, it's
American
it's
comedy.
I thought it was like
awful.
a hot chick with
not.
Rob Schneider that happened to be with Rob Schneider.
No, it's him and Rachel McAdams are in it, and they switch bodies. It's kind of like a Freaky Friday thing.
Okay. Rob Schneider's wife is pretty hot. Sorry, Rob.
Doesn't he?
It's all right. He's probably not watching.
I'm sure he's watching.
You know, about half the weeks he watches, but he's probably busy this week.
How strange it is that it turns out that the most based guy in Hollywood turns out to be Rob Schneider.
I think he used to be like super like lefty, and that he, started thinking for himself. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. What was the first Rob Schneider movie that you guys ever watched?
Okay, so the first
If he's
was
a comedy guy, probably none.
Probably one like with Adam Sandler, like one Adam Sandler movie, but his a solo one was probably Deuce Bigelow. I think that was out before Hot Chick.
My first Rob Schneider movie was Surf Ninjas.
What is that one?
It's a fantastic, horribly bad, so bad it's good.
Jay met Rob
movie.
I remember that story because Jay was carrying everyone's candy and Rob
So
picked
the
on
first
him.
one would be Home Alone 2.
Yeah, actually,
Home Alone
that
2?
probably
Oh, it was
the
in
first for me
Demolition
that he
Man.
was
I've seen
in.
that as well.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd, seen that.
Judge Dredd is a fantastic movie. I don't care what anybody says. I like the Judge Dredd comics, and I like that movie. You can like both.
He doesn't care.
I like the movie and don't know anything about the comics.
I think of the pooping as I walk thing. I don't care.
I'm pooping and walking. I don't care.
It's been a long time since Judge Dredd to when I've seen any of his movies.
Surf Ninjas. A lot of people in the chat know it.
I don't think I've
Surf
seen that
Ninjas.
one. Surf Ninjas. I'll have to look it
Great. It's great. I think I have the VHS.
Judge Dredd was the last movie as I saw.
Dan has everything. He even has floppy disks. Like, he's like,
Oh, who's in Men
Yeah.
Behaving Badly? What the?
What's that?
Oh no, it's not the same. No, Men Behaving Badly is it's a UK TV series. But it looks like the Americans made one, and he was in that.
Was he in Fifth Element?
I didn't see it in the list.
This Drew's good at finding lists.
It's not showing on IMDb if he was.
Let me get a couple more of these super chats, guys. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Randy Jane for 5. Thanks, Randy. So glad I can catch the stream. Dan, hope everything is going well. You've been dearly missed. How are all of your projects and your new LLC coming? Dan's a busy boy.
Yeah, my new LLC is being will become operational next week. So next week I won't be paying taxes on my AdSense income anymore because of that LLC. Because of how the double taxing agreements work between the United States and the countries that they have taxing agreements with. When you don't have a double taxing agreement with the United States, they just charge you a flat 30% of your income that comes from the United States and out to another country. So if I have an LLC inside the United States and I register my AdSense account under that LLC, I won't have that 30% taken from me anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, because the UK has an agreement with them.
How much is it for the UK? Do you know? The percentage?
Well, because we have the double agreement. The Americans don't tax me. I pay.
That's
taxes.
0. Okay. That because there are different kinds of agreements. There are agreements for smaller percentages, and there are agreements for no percentages.
Yeah, I pay UK tax.
Yeah, in Brazil we have no agreement, and so it's the full percentage, and 30% is a lot of money.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool. Glad you found a way around that, and you're working on the Twitter stuff too. I heard.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's I discovered a lot of cool stuff while I was researching, like asset shooting.
That's where he's been researching and also playing old PC games.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
been.
But yeah, so I will be able also to send money to that LLC in the United States.
Oh.
So that would be out of reach for the Brazilian government. Can you hear the siren?
No.
Oh, hang on. Maybe
I
if
hear it
turned you
now.
up.
I do a little bit.
There was some vague thing.
Yeah, I didn't hear it until you pointed it out.
I think
you have to be
the police. They have different sounds,
They're
know.
coming for you.
If it,
you
if
mentioned
it is the
taxes,
police
they're
or-
like, we're going.
Yeah, it's like, hey. But yeah, I can send money to that LLC, and so that money will be like unseizable for the Brazilian government because it's not inside Brazil.
Okay.
So
Good.
so whatever happens to me, they cannot touch that money.
So you said you were working on the Italian citizen. Are you thinking about moving over there, or is it just so that you can go there?
I definitely don't want to move to Italy. To
okay.
a lot of taxes over there.
Oh yeah.
But
okay.
Europe
something
in general
I can do with an Italian passport. I can get inside of the United States without
Easier?
a visa. Without a visa.
Really? I didn't know that.
I don't even need a visa with an Italian passport.
There is also with an Italian passport, you'd have access to like the entire European, all the other countries.
It's one of the most powerful passports.
Oh, then you can come
like
when
Romania
we go
has
to
like 10%
Ireland.
tax. I think Hungary
You
has
can
like
come hang out with
15.
us, Dan. When me and X-Ray go to Ireland,
I can
we're
go
gonna go
everywhere.
We're gonna go hang out with this Peru and Ian. We're gonna pick them up on a flying buffalo. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
There's
apparently
room for
they
you.
eat their wings, but they're not going to eat this one specifically.
But yeah, with an
Yeah.
Italian passport, I can go basically anywhere. Super easy. Without a visa. And
Nice.
also, with an Italian ID, I can create companies in Brazil with an Italian ID. And for the Brazilian government, that company will belong to some Italian.
Oh.
You see what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I can put my house, my car, everything I have under that company, and that will also be unseizable.
Nice. You've been a busy boy. You're learning a lot.
I've been doing my homework.
Oh, I just remembered what I wanted to tell you like 20 minutes ago. We were talking about tea. I just started drinking this tea called Holy Basil. Have you ever heard of it?
Holy basil.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It's like really earthy, but it's another like stress, it helps with stress.
Oh,
I just started
interesting.
drinking it. I like it.
It's an abomination.
That's cool.
You know what?
Americans will drink any tea except tea. It's ridiculous.
I have a bunch of different teas.
You
It's
have a
good
bunch of
for
different
you.
soups.
Yeah,
do.
there's a lot of those
You just make
teas
a
that have
random soup.
those weird like enigma names that you don't know what's in the tea, but it's like, oh, it's the tea from shiny fairy dust or whatever, and you don't know what's in there actually.
Tastes
No.
like unicorns. It's like, what?
It's
How
great.
do you know?
Andrew Matthews, thank you for the 5 pounds. Disparu, I DM'd you a picture on X. It is of the city from season 1 versus season 2. What, a Rings of Power? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, that'll be what I mentioned that Gary tweeted out.
Oh yeah.
The difference between 1 and 2. 1 doesn't have a wall. 2 has a wall. So at some point, randomly, considering there is no gap in the season, all of Region built a massive wall for no reason.
Trump got into power there.
Well,
I was gonna say that.
Still didn't keep the orcs out, so
It didn't work. JJ Gosling for 5 pounds. What's the difference between a wife and a tornado? One takes the house and leaves. The other leaves, then takes the house.
Yikes.
You got a little giggle out of his roof for that one. Thank you. Justin Martin's for 5. Please don't let Dan tell jokes. I love dad jokes, but his are a step too far. He really abuses his pretty privilege sometimes.
I remember ages ago when Dan was on a stream and he kept repeating the same joke. I think it was about the Emperor or something.
Oh,
and
do it.
Like, yes. And you must have said like 10 times in about 5 minutes. Everybody was losing their mind. You're like, screw it. I was like, shut up.
Yeah, it's like, what does Palpatine says when someone breaks his lightsaber? He goes like, glue it.
You had loads of them. And people get more and more angry as time went on. I've always remembered.
Oh my goodness. That's very tame. Okay, 10 minutes ago, Disparu was talking about bread, and then Dan's like, you want to know what's funny? All the different terms for masturbation all around the world.
Well, it's like, do you know why, I don't know whether you have them over there. It's Weetabix, Kellogg's Weetabix.
It's like a cereal?
It's like
Wheaties? Cereal. Well, maybe you have a different name for them, but it's basically just 100% wheat.
Okay, so probably
put
like
into like a
Wheaties
thing.
or something.
Yeah,
just the wheat.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. But the reason why I think it was Dr. Kellogg invented Kellogg's, and I think he started with that, was if you consumed enough wheat, it wouldn't make you aroused enough to want to jerk off, and so it was meant to save people because he was religious. And so he was literally like, well, if you do that, you'll go blind, you'll go to hell. It was really severe for him. So he invented this entire cereal company to try and just make people be like, no, I don't want to.
Wiccan's gonna drink. But, so wheat?
This is what, she should have been drinking more of it.
It's hard of being the only girl on a stream sometimes, okay?
She would have been joining in if she drank more. She'd be like, oh, well, I've got a story.
There's a word for
You
that.
should hear about the bush.
So So wheat is anti. What is the word in English?
No, it was just what he thought. It was like a theory that he had.
So he was wrong. Ah.
Well, the thing is, it does kind of make you lethargic and stuff because there's a whole thing about,
carbs in general do that. Carbs in general do that.
I love
we can't process it, so it'll take your energy because you're essentially trying to digest something you can't digest. Was probably the thinking behind it. I know if I don't have, I have way more energy than if I eat loads of carbs. Carbs kill me.
Yeah, I have like a window of carbs that I need to eat. Even when I'm doing a diet, when I'm trying to shred fat, I feel like shit. I feel useless. But then when I go on a surplus, I also feel useless. So when I'm around maintenance with some margin for error, I just it's when I feel the best. Yeah, carbs are tricky.
I wonder if, sorry, not to just cut you off. I wonder if Weetabix is like cream of wheat. That's what we have here. Is it a warm thing? Is it more like you could maybe
no?
make
Weetabix is literally just wheat.
Just cereal? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It's just wheat in like a bar. I could probably show you a picture of Weetabix.
Let's see. Well, he's doing.
I don't know
why
why he said I can probably show you. Like, oh no, I don't know whether YouTube will allow me to show cereal.
Dingus, hey Dingus. For $1.99, that's not nice. Hey, it's Dan, a homosexual.
That's not nice. We could such a treasure.
Aw, thanks.
That's not nice.
Dex for $1.99. Anything I've said before, though. What?
I have no idea.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. What? Mark a reality for 5. Thanks, Mark. Italy, a country in South Central Europe with a proud military history up until 350 AD, also known for switching sides 3 times in World War II. Thanks for the mini history lesson, Mark.
I want to make sure you know you've won.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like wheat shoved together into a stick.
Okay. It's just like a big version of like we have like.
Well, they do mini like
Wheaties,
bite-sized ones and stuff, but.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
it looks like
it looks like a sponge.
No,
okay.
that thing you could snap it and it'd all like flaky and stuff.
It looks like a Nature Valley bar. You know those bars that you take a bite and just like crumbs everywhere.
And if you pour
looks like
milk
something
on
you would use to scratch the soles of your feet.
A pumice stone.
I
remember.
Yeah.
It does look like a pumice
But even if you
stone.
poured like milk on it, it doesn't absorb it. It just goes soggy. Like it's a really weird thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a weird thing.
Their slogan for to sell it was always, yeah, but you can't eat 4. or you can't eat 3. And it was like almost like they knew men were going to eat it. Like, well, I can, and they just ate more for no reason, just to prove that they could.
But yeah, if you only have that to eat, no wonder you won't want to have sex.
I don't think it's only having that. They just thought if we can make people eat wheat, then it'll stop them.
Let's force them to only eat that.
Thank you, X-Wing. Dan, don't act like you know how to clean your feet.
Hey, X-Wing, I was telling them about hogging.
Mm-hmm.
Telling them everything about hogging.
The best bit was the moment
Disparu said he will try.
Well, the best bit was you said hogging, and I went, it sounds like a South American thing. And then you went X-Wing. I was like, oh, there you go.
There you go. Same thing. He said quiet.
Quiet.
Quiet. Old Renaissance boomer for 5. Old man drinking coof during coof mask mandates. All these masks over beards are giving me flashbacks to bikinis in the 70s. Oh, no. No. Yeah. Thanks for that. Lord both doesn't remember for 6 months. Giselle Buch. How do you say her last name? Bunchen?
I think it's Binchen.
Binchen? Tom Brady's ex-wife is a Brazilian. She's very beautiful. Blonde, blue-eyed, over 6 feet, white woman. Wonder
Probably
where and when her ancestors came from.
Probably Scandinavian, like Viking kind of blood. They were
German.
very tall, blonde, blue-eyed.
Or German.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Considering South America.
No,
considering
I think
South
they tried
America.
to imitate the Scandinavians. Didn't.
Yeah.
Gail,
over here in Brazil, we just have everything. What's that?
You have a little bit of everything. No, I was saying thanks to Gail for the $9.99.
I just like that some Vikings may have got lost and ended up in Brazil.
Yeah.
So Dan, your tea helps with anxiety. What does ashwagandha do for you? I'm probably saying it wrong. I actually take this.
Ashwagandha also does that. It helps
it okay
with.
for guys to take that? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't
sure.
make you like, okay, because you know some things that women can take.
It makes you horny though.
Oh.
It's the opposite.
You take that?
Why did Dan? No, I don't.
Why do you think she started talking about Bush?
No, but it's like in healthy amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be a healthy amount of horny.
Yeah. But also, you shouldn't take it like always, because what ashwagandha actually does is that suppresses the production of, what is the stress hormone called in English?
Cortisol?
Cortisol. It suppresses the amount of cortisol produced by your body, but you actually want some level of cortisol in your body because it has a function. You actually want to feel a little bit stressed in the beginning of your day so you get shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you take ashwagandha all the freaking time, you just
maybe just once or twice a week is okay.
No, what I do is I cycle 1 month. Like I take 1 month and then I spend 1 month with. I cycle,
really?
Cycle, not recycle.
No, it was like it was very feminine when you started talking about your cycle.
Oh, okay. People use that expression about steroids as well. Cycling steroids.
Mm.
No, but I cycle ashwagandha 1 month yet. Confirmed.
It is
have
cortisol...
cycles of taking ashwagandha.
You guys are making him angry.
I
1 month I take ashwagandha, and another month I
so you mean
don't.
like 1 month you take it every day, or you just
every day?
True.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good to know. I didn't know that.
At the end of the day, don't take ashwagandha in the morning.
Cortisol is
because you want cortisol in the morning.
Cortisol is interesting because it reacts differently for men and women. So it binds towards testosterone. And that's what, when like a really dangerous situation happens, the guys just kind of go all emotionless and just immediately start provoking something, like puts them into the zone. And it's also why there's always a woman around screaming. In every single disaster video you will ever see, there's a woman screaming in the corner. And it's because they basically like overdose on it, that because they don't have anything to bind to it, they panic. And it's like deer in headlights kind of thing. And it's just like, run, get out of there. Whereas the men are like, no, we can solve this.
That's very
All from the
interesting
same
that you
chemical.
mentioned that, because the way cortisol in relation to testosterone works is that testosterone is produced during the night when you feel more relaxed, when you have less cortisol in your system, and the amount of cortisol that you produced during the day when you're stressed is the amount of testosterone that you will produce at night when you're calm.
That is interesting.
Okay.
So that is really cool. So the more stress and the more problems you have to solve during the day, the more testosterone your organism produces during the night for you to do it all over again the next day. It's really cool.
I'm not having a go at people that scream. I just find it funny that in literally every single video of any problem that gets filmed on the internet, there's someone in the corner screaming.
It's always a
Once you
woman.
notice it, you can't.
That would be it. Would be X-ray.
X-ray always says it would be her.
It would be her. I'm so mad. We were at a zoo with Kara, and I tried to record this, but I'm stupid, and I didn't. I had it on a picture instead of the video. But I did one of those things where I was like, "Oh my god, what's that? What's that?" And I was really convincing, and she ran in and she's like, "I hate you." There's nothing there, and she got so scared. And I tried to record it, but I freaking am dumb, and I hit
for
the picture
hilarious
of the
videos.
video.
I might be able to get it.
Scare.
I might be able to get it for next week. But Steph, my nerdy home, went to Halloween Horror Nights, and she's streaming herself. And she just gets down to the end of the road, and you see this guy walk past her with a chainsaw. She goes, "I'm out. I'm safe now." And this guy must have heard her, and he just walks up behind her and revs the engine. And she's like, "Ah!" Panics, legs it, and she's screaming at, "You bitch! I was out of here! I can't believe what you're doing!" Absolutely loses her mind. Just rampant swearing, and the guy's running as fast as she can out the way.
Yikes.
I love Horror Nights. I went a couple days ago. Anyways, Emilio! Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Dan, have you seen Night at the Roxbury?
What's that?
Night at the Roxbury. Have you seen that movie with
No,
Will Ferrell?
I don't think so.
Oh man, no one's ever on stream that's seen it. A couple people, but I mean, Disbrew never seen it. Neither did X-Ray. But thank you. Hold on, let's give you, since Dan's here.
Damn.
It's interesting how people read his name, because you're like, "Emilio!" Like someone shouting it, but I always hear it like he's falling off a cliff.
Oh no!
Like,
So it's from
"Emilio!"
if you've seen the movie, you'd get it. It's Will Ferrell's like telling a story about stealing Emilio Esteban at a phone, and he's like, and I was like, "Emilio, like the Mighty Duckman, I swear." He always tells the story. Anyway, it's not funny if you didn't see the movie. Ron's been around for 9 months.
Like dissecting a frog.
Prom. Yes.
No, you're supposed to say it. You're supposed to say like, crumb. Yeah.
I don't know.
That was very polite, Dan. I was just about to take the piss.
Yeah. She was like, crumb.
I don't have a deep voice.
Crumb.
No, but you didn't even put any energy into it. It was like,
thank you.
Oh, it's from that movie, that scene?
What's
with
the head?
up?
Yeah.
I think we need to do a metal cover of that, and I need two friends to like go inside a car.
Oh, did you hear that Rings of Power did a metal song at the end of the last episode?
Oh, really? That's so lame, man.
It's horrible. Nobody likes it.
I hate when period piece like Gladiator 2 trailer. The Gladiator 2 trailer.
Oh,
they put modern music in period pieces, like fantasy or not. There's no man.
No. Well,
there's one show that did that I didn't mind too much because they mixed it very well, which was Spartacus. Spartacus.
Oh, I like Spartacus. Yeah.
But you don't even remember. You don't even notice.
No.
Because they mixed it really well with the period accurate instruments.
I thought you were going to say A Knight's Tale, because that uses like "We Will Rock You" in the middle of like knights charging at each other and stuff. But they build it. It's like a comedy kind of movie, so it just fits.
But
they start getting the people in the audience chanting, and so it's the audience singing "We Will Rock You" and like banging on the tables and stuff.
Comedy you can do anything.
A Knight's Tale is awesome. Well, it's weird because it's kind of like a serious comedy, but gets away with it because it plays on the trope.
I have to. Oh, I love A Knight's Tale. Fight me on it.
nice tail's awesome.
No one's arguing with you, X-Wing. Calm down.
He's just paranoid. Like nobody likes it. It was a really well-liked film.
He's just ready. He's like, put him up.
I don't think anyone doesn't like A Knight's Tale.
Thank you for being a member for 1 month, Amanda. Great show. Thanks for the laughs. Anytime. It's always fun when we have Dan on. You guys love. He's one of your favorites, I think. Chat.
Hey, thanks.
Well, when X-Ray's here too, it's like we're all from different countries. So I know normally it's like that when it's just me, just Baru, and and you're also from another country. So it's like it's fun. We have fun here. Ian, thank you for another 50 pounds. When
it's proper money.
When clowns
you paused, I had to say it.
I know, but I had to pause because I started reading it. Thanks for this, Dan. Now this is probably going to be brought up every stream. When clowns have sex, I imagine it sounds like.
How do you guys imagine?
Genre.
How do you guys imagine it sounds like? I already said my version.
I don't imagine clowns.
Well, clowns don't make that many different noises. That's the problem. So that's probably the only real one they could be, unless it's like Krusty the Clown. You know, in The Simpsons, he has like one of his own things where he says the lines.
Yeah.
It could basically be that.
Hello,
every
kids.
time he just makes him say something.
Yeah.
That's probably not one that you'd want specifically.
Maybe they play like the circus music, like do 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 do.
That's good.
It speeds up in time to the rhythm.
No. Oh jeez. You're welcome, chat. You won't find this anywhere else.
This is the kind of intellectual conversation people crave.
Well, last time it was farting with the hands, which I can't do. I'm sorry. I still can't do it, Dan. I didn't practice.
Wow.
That sounds like
that was a good one.
That's clowns having sex.
See, this is where it's like, is Dan okay? What's he been doing? This. That's what he's been practicing.
His hand farts.
Now it looks like you're doing bird calls.
Oh, no.
I used to know how to do this. I lost it.
Can you guys do this? I don't know if it'll go over on the mic. Let me see. Can you guys do that? That noise? I don't think it's not translating on the mic.
Just you put your hand over here.
It doesn't translate on the mic.
Yes, I can do it.
that was like, hang on, wait. Could you go flop, 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 flop? It's like, well, probably.
It sounds like it's more high pitched, but it doesn't. It's not.
Hey guys, look what I can do.
I'm leaving. Bye. It didn't pick up over the mic. My noise cancellation.
Can you go Mississippi or probably if I wanted to?
I can do this.
Again, it sounds like a duck call.
Up. I don't know.
It does actually sound like Donald Duck.
A little bit, yeah. I'll try to. I'll have to. If I ever see you guys in hey, it's not embarrassing. If I ever see you guys in person, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's not picking up on the mic. I shouldn't even have tried it.
Yeah, it is. It's the microphone's fault.
Oh,
microphones are really bad at picking up audio correctly. It's awful.
Did you guys? Well, the way
my face just doesn't come out on camera.
The putty from Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Can you do it? You know the putties?
Oh, the guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that?
Oh, the enemy. Okay, no, I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
That was always what always got me about those. This was like, oh, we're losing the fight. We need to get bigger, and they're like, oh, we'll just put a bigger robot as well. Just start with the bigger robots. Why are we going to fanny about as little guys when we both know that we can get bigger and that's more powerful? And it's like, oh no, we're going to wait for that till later.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys make Casey's dog upset. I don't.
Guanchu dudes.
Thank you. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to say that. Thank you for the one.
It's from Surf Ninjas.
Okay, I haven't seen Surf Ninjas. I'll put it on the list.
Ninjas
don't
are
yell at me
renowned for
because you
surfing.
didn't see Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
And you guys made fun of my party trick.
I don't know. It was because I don't know what you were doing. And you were just like, I was like, glue, 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 glue. Like, if it was a reference to something, maybe you would have understood.
It's not a reference. It just is a silly sound.
But
Johanna,
you could do the same noise without your hand there. That was the...
No, I can't do it without my hand. It comes through the. No, just forget it. Disfru, do you have Irish breakfast tea, or is that an American thing? Dan, you look so young without face hair. Any plans to grow it back?
I mean, to be fair, Irish breakfast tea over here would probably just be putting whiskey in tea. We have English breakfast tea. I don't know about Irish.
Okay. Are you gonna grow back your facial hair, Dan?
I've been shaving lately just for a change. I think I've been watching too many James Bond movies, and I just want to look like James
always
Bond.
a good time.
Yeah. Sean Connery James Bond movies, man.
Brosnan's still my favorite.
This
But as long
fruit
as
is
you
really
say
good.
Daniel Craig, I would have been happy.
Pierce Brosnan used to be my favorite because it was my James Bond of my generation. But when I watched the original, it's like he is James Bond. Sean Connery is James Bond. Sean Connery. You know what Sean Connery said when a book fell on his head?
What?
I can only blame myself.
Oh, God.
We walked right into that one.
I knew it was going to be something. I was like, no.
Saw a one. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. I was 275 pounds back in 2020, and now down to 208 pounds. And my trainer has me eating 3,200 calories and 320 grams of protein. That's great.
320 grams of protein? That's a ton.
I
look at that.
I bought the Blu-rays like a week ago.
Awesome. I bought the I think it was Bond 25 set of Blu-rays when it was 25 movies.
Yeah, I think this came out at a similar time, although I think it's only 24. This one goes up to Spectre.
Spectre.
So this is yeah, I think it's missing just his last movie. I'm not sure.
So this one is newer.
Maybe. Yeah,
I think this one is newer. Yeah.
This has a few Daniel Craig ones in, but not that I care about them. I don't know where Spectre comes in his movies.
I think Spectre was the second to last movie. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't like the Daniel Craig movies.
No, I think his movies that he's doing now are the most suitable for Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Where if you look up his
feel
most
like
recent...
I always say it's receive or recef. I always say it wrong. X-Ray always corrects me.
Yeah, Spectre is his penultimate one. So he did that, then No Time to Die.
Oh, I thought he was reading the super chat. I'm like, what? Disparu, Gary won't listen to us and watch Stargate SG-1. Maybe you can convince him that it's worth watching.
There's no way I'm going to convince him of anything. I think he started watching them at one point, and I don't know whether he didn't get into it or something.
What's wrong
I love
with
Stargate, though. I've seen all of them. I think he thought they were a bit slow and stuff, but I really like them all.
Emilio, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Dan, any chance of you coming to a U.S. meetup, F&T Vegas 2025?
Absolutely, if I get my Italian passport in time, which is much faster than getting a new United States visa. Like the waiting times for an interview at the United States Embassy is like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, you still
insane.
need. With the Italian one, you can get a visa waiver, which I think when I applied took like 12 hours or something. Before
Hi,
it
Rhino.
got accepted.
Because SG-1 is the best.
Yes. But there's,
Yes.
I mean, I like
Never seen
Atlantis, and now the Stargate universe has the most boring first 4 episodes of anything I've ever seen, but then gets really good as it goes on. It got cancelled just as it was kind of hitting its peak.
Mom's here. Thank you for the 199. Dan, how's the new album coming along?
I had to interrupt it a little bit because of all the stuff happening.
Practicing his fart noises.
Yeah. But it's still happening. Once I have the time to go back to work. I also have to interrupt it to compose the Men Buns Are Gay song.
Are you really doing it?
Yeah. I gotta do it. Gotta fulfill my
Oh yeah.
my
I'm
word.
sure it'll be epic.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm actually making it sound as a badass song, but the lyrics say I'm gay.
So I'm just gonna bring this up because I thought it was funny, and Disparu thought it was a joke, so that made it even funnier. But have you seen this, Dan? So,
Oh yeah.
Diddy's lawyer was like, he had baby oil in bulk because he bought it from Costco. So Costco came out and said none of the company's U.S. locations carry baby oil, and if you look it up, they don't. They're like, don't bring us into this. And Disparu thought this was a fake story, and then I looked it up, and we were talking in the group chat. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but the reason why I thought this was a fake story is because I made that as a joke. When he was like, oh, you had 1,000 bottles of baby oil, I said, yeah, those buy one, get one free offers are tough to resist. And then it turned out that, no, he was using it as a legal defense.
Yeah.
What's the deal with this guy? What's the backstory?
Do you know what's going on?
I don't know.
You know about the guy who had the island who shall not be named? Basically similar things, but with celebrities. So he was having big parties full of literally all the celebrities nearly they will have been there. He
had a thing for guys.
But people would wake up unconscious. There's stories of him telling people about what he'd done to them. You know, whether it happened or not, I don't know. But these are the stories that are reported by other people. You know, they would wake up to him doing stuff to other people and say he's just done it to them. There are videos of him at his parties, and there's just a guy passed out on the sofa, and they're like, "Oh, that's weird," because he's like a DJ and stuff, and he drinks all the time. It's very weird that he's the one that's going unconscious, and Diddy's the one saying it.
There's a lot to it. I feel like
there's footage of him like beating up his girlfriend and stuff in a corridor and things.
Oh yikes!
Yeah, it's gonna just get way worse. I think
there's videos of him and Justin Bieber at a time when he was, I think, pretty sure he was underage at the time.
Yeah, not like videos of him like taking care of him, right? And this was like, okay, what happened behind the scenes?
They spent 48 hours together when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And after everything that's people have reported about him, it put it in a different spin.
Yeah.
People have been going through all these interviews and stuff, and there's a lot of weird footage.
Dude, even if you have no ill intentions or anything, it's never a good idea to do that. Don't spend time with kids, man. If they're not your kids, don't spend time with them.
Well, it's not just him though. It did re-release clips of what Justin Bieber was going through, with middle-aged women and stuff, and he was underage, and they were just all over him in public on camera.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. Like Justin Bieber definitely went through it. It makes you like feel bad for like there was like that period where everyone was like, "Oh, he's so lame," like hating on Justin Bieber, and it's like, well, he was a kid thrusted into the spotlight and had some like if we've seen weird stuff on camera at like award shows, just think of what happened that we didn't see. It's pretty sad.
There's a Welsh comedian who went over to America. He did one of your like late night talk shows for a long time, and there's a clip of him and Bieber, and he's like, "Oh, lean into me." And he's like, wait, what? He's like, you smell really nice. And he's clearly underage. It's like, what are you doing? If you're willing to do that on camera,
yeah, exactly.
Creepy stuff, man.
It's
have you guys heard the stories about the parties that Freddie Mercury used to throw, like with midgets walking around naked with cocaine on their heads? Like they have plates filled with cocaine in their heads, and then the naked midget would go by you. You go like, do this.
This might be the best idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Bond movie in itself. That does actually.
Crazy, right? Yeah, it sounds like movie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's this very funny story about an attempted collaboration between Freddie Mercury and Michael Jackson. But they couldn't do it because
enough midgets.
No, they couldn't stand each other in studio, and when you would see the different statements from each of them, Michael Jackson would say, "Oh, I couldn't stand all the drugs. He would bring a lot of drugs to the studio and stuff." And when you asked Freddie Mercury what was the problem, it's like, "Oh, I couldn't stand Michael Jackson because he would bring all those weird animals inside the studio, like chimpanzees and llamas and stuff. I couldn't stand it."
To be fair, that sounds awesome. Like you just turn up a meeting and someone brings in a llama. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. That would have been a nice collab to get, though.
Yeah.
Two very unique voices. I've always said that out of like, some stars that we've lost, Freddie Mercury and Chester Bennington are two people that like you can't replicate those voices. They are very unique.
When you were on about earlier about Hollywood might be redistributed to more independent people, that's one of the benefits. Because I think if you just have that much money sloshing around among that fewer people, what it seems to be, once you've achieved like a certain level of success and you no longer need to try, you just go down this really weird, bizarre road of trying more and more extreme things. Yeah. Because you've already basically won at life. And so all your drives to try and survive turn off. And you're just like, well, how can I get that same kick? And you just end up doing creepy stuff like snorting midgets' heads.
We've run out of ideas. Get the midgets.
I wish it was recorded. Whoever came up with that idea, like, well, how can we have like it just floating around the park? Well, we could just have people. No, they're too tall. They can hold it, but midget heads are just the perfect height, aren't they?
Yeah. And they're naked.
That was probably what happened before audiobooks. They'd just have a midget and you'd just open the book on his head and he'd like walk in front of you.
Before audiobooks?
Yeah. So you could still work and stuff, but you'd always need a midget with you.
They didn't need a midget with you.
But they didn't need to be naked.
How else are you going to have a book follow you around?
They didn't need to be naked.
Maybe they did it because they didn't want them to steal their drugs. I don't know.
It's for them to not run away. They won't run away naked.
I like the idea that it might have been their idea. They're like, I will do it. Only if I've got no clothes on there. That's a deal breaker. Is that okay?
Sound like a nudist midget community.
Yeah.
No, because I remember in like when you watch the old movies like Blow and stuff. I don't think this was actually in the movie Blow, but like where they're like they have women like handling drugs that they're selling, like the big kingpins and stuff, and they don't have like clothes on or like in their underwear because they did it so they don't like steal stuff.
Yeah,
that's why I got that from like maybe, but you're right, maybe they don't run away either. Could you imagine?
What would you rather be? Would you rather be a midget or?
I am kind of.
I don't know.
There's a difference between being short and a midget.
Listen, I'm 5'1", so I'm pretty close. Like, what is the actual height for a midget? I'm like a few inches away.
No, I don't think it's a height thing.
No, but midgets are not just small. They have their proportions wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So would you rather be a midget or blind?
A midget. Any day. I think being blind's one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd been like deaf, I'd be like, okay, deaf. I think deaf
between midget and deaf, would you rather be deaf?
I would do midget. I like music too much. I don't want to be deaf.
Being deaf, I could still do most things.
Except listen to
what
music.
You do today, most things.
Because you can like read subtitles and stuff, so you're not going to miss out on all that kind of thing.
You can still play video games if you're deaf.
Yeah, but
you cannot play video games if you're blind.
Though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like Fortnite literally puts.
I would
still
prefer to be a midget. Between midget and deaf, I would still be a midget.
Yeah, same. I want to be able to see and hear.
Well, the reason why I didn't say midget is because, as you said, it generally comes with like medical complications.
Yeah,
that's true. You don't see like an 80-year-old midget.
Well, yeah, because I think they have like heart problems and all that kind of stuff, and like spinal issues, and so I think that's why I would prefer deaf.
That's true.
Darn. Well,
have you ever watched midget wrestling?
No, I know you have. Didn't Lethal show it to you?
Wrestling.
I told Lethal about midget wrestling and he put it on the stream, and it's some of the most funny things I've ever seen. I found like their TikTok and stuff, and it turns out it's like a married couple who go and wrestle and things, and it's kind of a mix between kind of a circus and wrestling, but it's really funny.
Wow.
If you're ever bored, Google, like, look up on YouTube.
I'll look it up. right now.
It's amazing.
$7.99. So basically, Freddie was sitting in the studio tripping out on drugs, and Michael walks in with a chimpanzee, best album ever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really,
Maybe
though.
that was the thing. He'd just been sniffing too many midgets. There were actually no animals there.
Sniffing.
We'll never know.
Yeah, you know,
He ran out of cocaine and started sniffing the actual midgets.
Sniffing a midget is big in Hollywood.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Why do you think one was in Game of Thrones? He was always he was always there for him whenever they needed to. Like, this is a really hard day. Come here, I need to sniff your face.
I need to sniff your face. No.
This is why he was so angry about the Seven Dwarfs. He didn't want to lose his pride of place.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, he was pulling the ladder up with him. Or behind him. Whatever.
Crazy that 7 midgets lost their jobs because of that movie.
Mm-hmm. Lots of sniffing was missed out on.
Oh my goodness. This stream definitely was a lot of things. I don't think we really talked about Agatha that much, but we brought up the article, so it's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
This episode was just like Disbrew summed it up in 3 minutes. So drinking wine and being in like that fancy weird,
yeah.
I don't know. This episode, I watched it right before the stream because I was away, so I wasn't able to watch it. And I was just like, ugh. It's like it feels like it drags on. It's a 37-minute show, and it feels like it's like 2 hours. Like it just gets over with. I'm struggling. I'm watching
I think Ass's review was 10 minutes. Like,
really?
just in, out, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Summed up the entire show in 10 minutes. And I think he spent like 5 talking about something else.
I only watch it because I decided to suffer with Disbrew and X-Ray for this one. I'm not watching Rings of Power. No, thank you. And I did not watch Acolyte. So I'm like, okay, for this one, why not? Maybe it'll just be so stupid, it'll be entertaining. So far, I guess I'll let you know if it gets to that.
Well, I think when Aubrey comes back in, there will be way more innuendos, which it will be funnier.
I haven't watched any of that shit.
Mr. Shaggins.
Well, if you don't make videos on it, why would you? There's no reason to.
Hey.
It's true. That's going to be the name of your next album, Chaos Unchained.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dildo Shaggins.
Hey, it's not bad. Gail, thank you for another $4.99. Wizard of Oz midgets over here in Kansas.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's why he had Oompa Loompas. Like, there wasn't actually a chocolate factory and like a river of chocolate or anything. They'd just been sniffing the Oompa Loompas.
They were just tripping.
Like, they had that good orange stuff. Theirs was powerful.
Dude, that movie's so good.
What, Willy Wonka?
The original, yeah.
Yeah, with Gene Wilder, yes. I actually there's a documentary that came out like within the last few months that I want to watch. It was on Netflix. I have it on my watch later. I really want to watch it.
About
Ian,
what?
thank you for it's Gene Wilder, like his life.
Oh,
it's
really?
on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh.
It's probably very good.
Interesting.
Yeah, check it out. I didn't watch it yet, but I'm sure it's good.
I saw some piece of an interview on Instagram of him saying that scene when he walks out of the factory with the walking cane, and then he falls, trips, and then goes back up, and ta-da, was his idea.
Yep, he said he wasn't gonna do. Did he say he wasn't gonna do the movie?
He wasn't gonna do the movie if they didn't accept to do that, because he wanted to establish from the beginning that they could not trust that character.
Yeah, that he was gonna. Yep, I remember. I did see that too.
He was sort of a trickster character.
Did you see Young Frankenstein? You like that?
No, but I've heard a lot of good things about that movie.
You should watch it. That's great. I even seen that on like the plays. It wasn't Broadway because I wasn't in New York City, but you know that version of it. It was really good.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
You should. It's really. I love that movie.
Hey, October. It's perfect to watch.
There you go. Spooky. It's not very scary, but you know, it's got Frankenstein in the
Frankenstein,
title. So,
yeah.
There you go. Ian, thank you for the 50. By solidarity from the second country that will suspend X. Probably.
Really?
It will definitely be something they already want to do. Whether they'll do it is a different question, but what I think will happen, because the EU wants to do it as well, I think you'll find countries, a bit like Australia, where they make their laws deliberately so that Elon won't do them, and then Elon pulls out of the country rather than banning it directly.
Oh,
because
dude,
if they go, well, it's not our fault they don't service, they just got to obey the law, then
yeah,
they don't get blamed.
All of those totalitarian countries, and even the United States with the Democrats, they're drooling watching what's happening in Brazil. They're like, I want this, I want this.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, they want to do it so badly.
Yeah, it's because the only way we're getting, reliable news, everything else gets censored. So they're like, no, we can't have this.
I can't quite remember what the exact quote was, but it was something our leader said something along the lines of, I will make it so the government takes back control of your life. Like, that was almost word for word the quote. It was like just literally coming out and saying it. Yeah. Oh, that guy.
But a politician should not feel comfortable to say that.
The thing is, with all of them, they kind of all align, so he didn't really, like, they all agree on the stuff. But he's also got that great little thing where he either doesn't care or is too stupid to realize that he shouldn't actually say it. Like, we all know what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I miss, like, the 90s where evil was at least intelligent enough to realize that it should pretend not to be. And now it's just like, hey, we don't care. We're just going to tell you. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
at least evil have the decency to lie to me.
Exactly. When evil feels comfortable to take out its disguise, it's another level.
It's true. It's getting scary everywhere, really, but worse in some places. Yeah. Dan's gonna have to move to America.
Hey, you know what I heard about American citizenship? That it will make me, even if I move to America, it will make me never apply to an American citizenship. I can get a green card and everything, but I will never be an American citizen. Is that American citizens? I don't know if it's the same on the UK.
Are you going to say it's taxed wherever you go in the world?
Yes.
That's wild to me.
In the UK, it's not like that.
No, it's very rare around the world. America is one of the few countries in the world.
It's one of the few. That's right. If you open a company,
because no American leaves, you just stay there. So I don't think most Americans even know it's a thing. But it's very. If you're an American expat, you generally renounce citizenship because
you have
they
to
tax
renounce.
You twice.
Yeah, you have to renounce. If you open a company as an American in wherever France. And that company makes money in France, and that money never leaves France, never enters America, it's just there.
Yep.
You still have to pay taxes on the money.
I think Australia is trying to do a similar thing, but not quite.
Yeah. So I'll never be an American citizen. Even if I live and die in America, move there, have family there.
Yeah.
I will go out of America to have children, so my children are not American citizens. So it's like... it's absurd. It's insane.
I didn't know that.
And this is extremely important for people who live in totalitarian countries who want their assets protected. It's super important for you to have the freedom to move your assets to a different country and don't have to declare them to the IRS.
The strangest thing about denouncing, like getting rid of your citizenship in America, you have to go to an embassy to do it, right? So you might be in a country which doesn't have an American embassy.
And they can deny it. You know that. They can say no.
I didn't know that, but this guy said it was really easy. It was like a 5-minute interview and stuff. But he had to travel to, I think he went to Australia to renounce his citizenship. But then he had to fly home to a different country. But he wasn't a citizen of anywhere. So he was like, well, my passport doesn't work anymore. Because they took my American passport off me, so how am I supposed to fly home? Oh, it's not our problem. Not one of our citizens anymore. And it's literally like, oh, well.
Damn.
Yeah, because I think someone asked him, well, why didn't you just renounce it in America? He's like, well, now I'm in America, and I'm illegal, because I'm not American anymore. It's a really weird situation. You have to do it on American soil, and then it complicates everything, unless there's an embassy in the country where you've moved to.
Wow.
That's wild.
You basically get stranded.
Stranded. Can you pronounce this name, Disparu?
Why to Dom Modder Falca Gentleman? I know that's not how it's supposed to be pronounced, but that is how you pronounce it properly.
Thank you for the $1.99. What's your favorite episode on DS9?
I don't think I have a particular favorite episode. Just precisely because they abandoned that classic format of Monster of the Week. I think Deep Space Nine is the first Star Trek series to actually do that, to have an overarching. Yeah, the other Star Treks had too, but when the Dominion War start, they really have like an overarch story that now a single episode is not self-sufficient anymore. You need to watch them all. As if when you're watching the new generation or the original series, each episode is sufficient in itself, with a few exceptions.
I think, I know what you mean, but I probably do have a favorite moment, and that is where they're on the Defiant, and he's chasing the Starfleet captain, who's now working for I can't remember what the name is. They're also in Voyager.
The terrorists,
like the separatists, yeah. And he's like
Maquis.
Yeah, he's like, load up this in a torpedo. And then he just goes to one of their planets. It's like, this will make their entire planet inhospitable for 50 years. Fire. And I was like, what? Did I stutter? And he's like, fire. I was like, I'm going to go to the next one. And in the end, the guy collapses. It's like, no one else in Star Trek ever, like, you'd never see Picard
had
even
the
willing to do that.
Yeah, that's cool about Sisko, man. He's not like... And then in one of the first couple episodes...
Where he literally like punches
I was
Q in the
say
face.
that. I was gonna mention exactly that. When Q appears to Sisko punches him in the face, and he goes like, Picard never punched me. And it's like, I'm not Picard.
Yeah, it's such a great moment.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally punching God, essentially, at that point, in the face.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Q's like the Mask. It's pretty much the Mask. You know the Mask, Jim Carrey?
Yeah, I think he's got way more power than the Mask, though. Like, this guy.
No, I'm just saying, like the character, the personality.
Oh, the character, yeah, personality-wise, yeah. He just kind of wants to have fun. He's wacky, willing to do anything.
It's kind of an archetype, like that trickster god. It goes back to Loki, yeah.
You see how Q's breed in Voyager, because one of the things in Voyager is he goes after the captain. He's like really attracted to Captain Janeway.
Oh,
and he's actually there's a whole episode how he's trying to like seduce her, and he's taken around the galaxy and stuff.
Okay. Is there gonna be a Picard season 4? Remember the ending on season 3? The ending of season 3, Q appears to that guy. Says, "Your judgment's just beginning."
Yeah, because that's a running
trial
thing. Because it was at the end of Star Trek Next Generation, and he's like, "I know the trial's always carrying on."
Yeah, but I think they made it like so there would be a possibility for season 4.
Yeah, but I don't think Kurtzman likes other people taking the torchlight from him. So the fact that was a success and he had nothing to do with it, and all the ships failed,
you gotta hurt.
Let it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
One day I'll know what you're talking about.
One day I'll know.
Xander, thank you for the $1.99. What are your opinions on Billie Eilish songs?
Boring.
I'm not into her.
One of them.
Is she one that has like the bad guy? I'm the bad guy.
That's the one I know. Yeah, that's the one I've heard.
I don't know.
She even looks like she's bored of her songs. She's like,
yeah,
she's tired. She needs a nap.
Yeah.
She needs to get her 8 hours.
And the way she sings as well, like
like a zombie.
It's like she's in the room.
Uncanny. Red Queen Paradox, New Zealand 10. Thank you. Only the U.S. and Eritrea have citizenship. Eritrea. Sorry, I never even heard. What is that? Eritrea. What is that?
I don't know. I've only heard of the country.
I've never heard of that. Okay. Have citizenship-based tax. Now I can't read normal words. However, having a green card imposes the same obligation as a U.S. person.
I don't think so. I may be mistaken, but I think a green card only makes you have to pay tax for the money you make in the United States. I may be wrong though. I'm not sure.
Interesting. I don't know a lot of these laws. Maybe I should learn. Mad Amos for 10. Shows need to adopt the Babylon 5 model, a plot series, A plot series, B plot season, C plot episode in each episode. Also, clearly the best DS9 episode is In the Pale Moonlight.
I don't memorize names of episodes. I have no idea.
Gary and Az know all the Star Trek Next Generation names. They know like the Doctor Who things and stuff. I have no idea. I don't even look up what the episode is, the kind of thing. I require someone to start describing what happens in it, and then I know the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember by kind of description. But
you just Babylon say the name. Oh, it's the episode called whatever of. It's like.
Yeah, but if you start talking about, it's the one with the speech where he's like the first time somebody is censored is the first chain is broken. That irrevocably links
so
us.
Good.
It's like, I know that episode. But if you like the name, I think Gary said the name yesterday. I had to Google it to find out what the episode was that.
That's the one episode I showed people that I want to get them into Star Trek, especially if they're libertarians. I show them that episode.
It's
and they love it.
The other thing with Deep Space Nine specifically, though, it's not just the plot order. The fact that it seems like everything was planned out in future series. So things happen in the first series, which you only find out about like 3 and 4, and then there's like time travel that actually goes back and explains what on earth was happening in that episode.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Deep Space Nine was just great all around, and I don't think people have the talent to do that now. I don't think they could make it if they tried.
Certainly not in Star Trek.
No.
This one's for you, Disparu.
Disparu.
Oh,
Milk bath stream went. Do you think I'm like some weird Egyptian queen? I think she was the one that used to bathe in goat's milk.
Dispropetra. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't care
that
what
expensive.
school taught you. My gran always told me
He's not wasting his milk.
was Welsh.
Bathing in milk is not that expensive.
No, but why would you want to do it?
Disparu's not wasting his milk.
Brag
he
about
likes
it
too much. That's gonna be Dan's next thing. Next week he's gonna come in and be like, I'm not taking,
oh my God,
I
can't believe you bathed in milk. That's so impressive.
Yeah, it's like so people can talk about it 1,000 years later in some live stream.
They're like, oh, but there was no way we could afford a bath of milk. Like, well, you come round to my palace. I've got milk on tap.
Just, was it a cow?
It's like,
it's literally just a cow's udder.
I hear he puts water in his milk. It's not pure milk. Well, what a loser.
What a loser. Gay. I get all of them. I did. Okay, well, it's about that time, and I know it's really late for Disparu, but he's probably gonna watch like a couple of shows before he goes to sleep.
I'm gonna go and watch Hunter x Hunter, until I fall asleep. What I do every night. Try and take over the world.
Actually, I actually might start that Gene Wilder documentary and lay down. I'm tired. It's been a long week. But Dan, thank you for coming on. It's always fun when you come on.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
I got all the super chats, Clyde. Say, just type it. You don't have to super chat it.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Yeah, just write it again. What you said again. I think I got it. Maybe you missed it though.
I'll probably remember it from the super chat.
Yeah. Nope, I don't have any more starred super chats, and I got them all. So, Gabriel Knight. Did we miss that one?
Dan, Gabriel Knight?
Yeah, we definitely didn't read that one, if that was...
I have Gabriel
Maybe
Knight.
Maybe got unstarred.
2?
Ooh.
The Beast Within. It's the Portuguese version. It's one of those FMV games. Full motion videos.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when those were a thing? Like...
Yeah,
it was mostly when CD-based games started to be more popular. They started to include FMV videos.
I always remember there was a Dune RTS game that had full FMV like live action movie sequences in between all the levels. It's really good. I really like that game actually.
Dude, there's a bunch of fantastic FMV games. were so underrated. There's a few
Well,
good Star Trek ones. There's a Star Wars one that released for the PC, MS-DOS, and PS1 as well. Rebel Assault. Star Wars Rebel Assault. 1 and 2. Those are FMV games, and they feel so much more like Star Wars than anything that Disney ever produced, man. Like the acting is very good, like the props, very well done. Very well done.
Well, that was always the thing with the Matrix game. They literally just filmed
Enter the
scenes
Matrix.
alongside the movie.
Yeah.
So it was all the same quality, same actors.
It's like it's stuff that was happening at the same time as Matrix Reloaded, but with those two characters, Niobe and the other guy.
Yeah, Will Smith's wife. She was
Will Smith's wife. Yeah.
Does he want to say her name?
When she had
I don't know her name.
Me neither.
Jada.
She's just Niobe.
This is the whole thing. She's so unimportant. She's only Will Smith's wife.
It's true. Margaret, thank you for the 10. Having a green card means you're a lawful permanent resident of U.S. You're required to file a U.S. income tax return and report any worldwide income to the U.S. IRS, a direct quote. Oh, look it up.
Yes, but double check this for me. Report worldwide income doesn't mean being taxed on it. Because in Brazil, you also have to report it, but you're not taxed on it. So we need to double check that.
Yeah, it's specifically the case of if you live in another country, generally you only pay that country's tax that you're living in.
Yeah.
But America holds on to you as a citizen wherever you go in the world.
Yeah, but
what we're
trying to verify here is that if that happens even with just a green card. And I don't think so.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But anyway, there's even ways to live in the United States legally without a green card, with just a working visa. It's called a working visa. You can just renew it.
Is it like 6 months, right? Like you can stay for 6 months, then you got to like go back for a little bit.
It can be years. It can be years.
Oh, okay. I know there's something that's like 6 months. Maybe that's not a working visa, so maybe that's just a visit. Like you can visit.
No, there are
for 6
different
months.
there are different time periods. Yeah,
Okay.
it can be 6 months, 2 years, 4 years.
Like I think there's stuff. Because American ones are really weird. Like if you're self-employed or whatever, there really isn't a way in. So people make like an American company, and then their own company has to sponsor it. So round the houses to get there.
Yeah.
But I know there's also like, because a few streamers have done it, there's like a person of international kind of excellence or something. And so if you're one of the top streamers, they go and buy that, and then they can be in for like
there's also
like 6 to 7 years and stuff.
There's also a visa category called extraordinary ability visa.
Yeah, that's probably what I was.
Yeah, extraordinary ability. You think I qualify for that?
Yeah.
You probably
You're
would.
a rock
actually.
star.
Do I have a well? It's Biden telling me I have an extraordinary ability, so that.
Well,
doesn't
no,
mean-
but I mean, like if
much.
XQC got in under that because he's a streamer, so there's
I'll
no
go
reason
to-
with like
I'll go to
a YouTube
Joe
channel
Biden.
with over 1 million subs. You'd be like, okay,
I go to Joe Biden and do that. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's the
You're
one.
in, man.
extraordinary
You're in.
ability.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Wow.
The skill.
He didn't
the
even move his
talent.
lips.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Red
Yeah.
Queen. You're
Just bring
required
an
to
ice cream
file
cone with you.
a U.S. tax return, even with a green card and PA tax. You'll be eligible for the foreign earned income exclusion, but it has a max. 120. Oh, it's $126,500 USD in 2024. Thank you.
So beyond that value, I have to pay taxes if I have a green card.
All these things though sound as if you're living in America.
Yeah.
Getting taxed as that when
No, that's it. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there
but
you go.
It's
Oh,
If
crazy.
you
thanks.
live in a
Steve.
country,
She'll be
obviously you
back
pay
next
taxes
week.
in the country. The American exemption is specifically that if you're an American citizen and you go and live in like Japan, America still taxes you. That's the weird bit.
Well, some things are crazy. Like I heard something. If you leave Canada and you want to become like a U.S. resident, you have to pay to leave. So you got to pay Canada to leave.
I think California has a similar thing.
Not
or
surprised.
at least they wanted to add it, that if you left the state, you had to pay like a leaving tax.
Damn.
So many people were going to Texas. They were talking about it.
You literally have to buy your freedom.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a YouTuber I watched that moved, funny enough, from Canada to Texas. And she was like, I had to pay to leave. Like, she kind of made a joke about it. She's like a comedian, but like, it was, it's kind of bull.
If that doesn't convince you that the state literally sees you as a slave,
yeah,
nothing else will.
And I think, because I'm sure I've heard about this on a stream recently, and he was talking about other people who earn like ridiculous amounts of money, but they actually couldn't afford to leave Canada, even though they were that wealthy, because they had like stock and assets and stuff, but they didn't have the money to pay the tax to leave to get to join the lower tax country. Because they would have to sell so much stuff of their actual business that the business wouldn't be functional to pay the tax to leave to go to another country where they wouldn't have to pay the tax. So they just end up paying the tax. It's wild.
It's crazy.
Insane, man.
We went off again. Dan's probably tired. He's got to go to sleep. He needs his 8 hours.
He's the one that set up this topic.
I know. We went off. He needs his sleep. But seriously, thank you for coming on and subbing for, X-Ray. That was a lot of fun, though.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Chat always loves when we have Dan on. What do you have coming up? I mean, I know you're busy, Dan, but do you have anything like that you want to plug?
Just keep an eye out for the Men Buns Are Gay song. I think that's the next thing. Then I have to do my. That's a bunch of stuff to do. I have to do my 1 million subscriber video, which is like a few months late. So
it happens.
There's the Manowar tribute album. There's the Captain Bible streams.
I was going to say, when is that coming back? That's
gonna
come back soon. Have you played Captain Bible, Disparu?
No, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about there's a TV show, an American TV show. Maybe it's called Bible Man.
No, that's Bible Man. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's the only one I know.
Captain Bible was a game for the MS-DOS that I'm streaming. And you had to like fight demons and stuff. The demon will come to you. It's like a robot demon, a cyber demon or something. They would tell you a lie, like something that according to the Bible is a lie. And then you go through this sort of maze collecting Bible verses. And then when the demon tells you a lie, you have to counter the lie with the right Bible verse. And then when you choose the right Bible verse, then it goes to that combat screen and you can kick his ass with a sword.
Love it. No, it's cool. Great. It's if I had you up for a while, the one day you were playing it, I was working and I was just like, it was very entertaining.
It's a funny game.
It is. And Disparu, I know.
What's the Mission Impossible verse? Job 3:14. It's one of the only ones I know. Thanks, Ray. You're quoting Bible verses at us. It's like, yeah.
I know.
I watched that recently.
Your busy day, right? Do you have anything coming up before Thursday?
Depends if there's enough about the Ghostbusters quote.
We didn't even talk about that, but yeah,
I want to see if there's articles about it, because the quote in itself I couldn't make a video about, but the commentary, or if there's commentary around that, I think that'd be a good video. And then it's Rings of Power, Agatha, and Velma, who will probably get resurrected and like destroy my life. I was so happy she died. No, I was so happy that she died. She was a ghost. It was over. She was gonna get sucked to hell, and I'm like, this is the perfect ending.
Like,
she actually died in the show?
Yeah, Scrappy killed her.
Oh.
Based.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they were literally like, the hell opened up and demons started like clawing at her. And they said, we've got up until Halloween to resurrect you. And nobody knew they actually meant we've got an episode. We just thought it got cancelled and season 3 wasn't
like, finally, one less.
I was so happy. She literally got pushed off a roof by Scrappy. It was amazing.
Duppy, thank you for gifting a membership right at the end. Thank you so much. Well, I have my Sunday night Scream stream tomorrow, so look out for that. And then like during the week, my regularly scheduled streams, I guess. And this next week, X-Ray will be back. And we got one more from Shane for 10. Thank you, Shane. Worldwide representation of common sense takes. Thank you for reinforcing my faith in humanity.
Nice.
Of course. Anytime. We'll be here. We're here every week. But okay. Thank you, Dan. We're going to let Dan go to sleep now. You guys are awesome, chat, and Dan's awesome, and we'll look for the Man Buns Are Gay song. It's probably going to be the best song of 2024. What year are we in? I don't even know anymore. It's been crazy.
What year are we?
What year?
If that goes to the charts as well, that would be embarrassing.
I don't want it to do well. Okay, so maybe don't watch. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm still selling it.
Yeah, he's like,
by all means.
Please watch.
Like,
get it to the charts.
Slowly sort of
He's coming to be so
smoldering
mad, but
hatred,
not.
which has been going around society for a long time. And they're like, finally, someone had the guts to say it.
And I'm bringing a lot of people with me, man. I'm making fun of men who own cats. I'm making fun of Disney Star Wars fans. I'm making fun of men who like fruity drinks. I'm making fun of everybody.
Good. Way to
Them
be
and their
inclusive.
fruit.
So you gotta defend everybody equally, and then it's not really, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I'm getting tired too. We gotta go to bed.
Drinking lemon balm tea, but taking the piss out of people that put fruit and drink.
I was like, make sure the pinky's out though. Drink your tea.
Tea's okay.
Tea's okay. It's good for you.
Alcohol beverage.
Yeah, tea's good for you. It's different. This was like, no, I'll just stick to my milk and my whiskey. Thank you.
No, I agree.
And it's from my own garden. I feel like Robinson Crusoe or something.
If this is about alcoholic drinks, then yeah, if you have to cover up the flavor of your alcohol, you don't like the alcohol to begin with, and you probably shouldn't. You're probably not old enough to drink. Let's be honest. If you're like, oh no, I can't drink the whiskey. I've got to put Coke in it. No, you need to go back and sit at the kids' table with everybody else.
Drink your milk. Thank you, Jesus, for a gifted membership. You guys have been so generous tonight. Thank you so much. All right, we're out of here. We will see you next week, and X-Ray will be back. And make sure you watch Man Buns Are Gay, coming soon to a YouTube near you. I don't know.
We'll listen to it, unless he's going to act it out as well.
But we'll see. I don't know. He does videos.
Let's see.
Surrounded by cats.
Cats and man buns. Cats with man buns. There you go.
Oh, God.
I'll see if I do something funny for the videos. Yeah.
Watch or listen, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just pay attention to what Dan's doing, and then yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.